back. The latest, greatest, and back from hiatus. What's the Noise Cast? I am your host, Mr. Jeff. We are back with a severely diminished crew. So can you say it's back? Don't call it a comeback. To my left, as never always actually, is...
the great Tyler.
Yes. And across from us is our always perfect producer.
I'm Jonathan.
Welcome back, Jonathan, the producer. So we've been gone for 2 weeks. How has everyone's 2 weeks been? Anything notable happened?
A lot of shit happened over the last 2 weeks.
Hell yes. What happened with you, Jonathan?
I'm not going to get into it.
Oh, god damn it. Anything you gotta say?
Nope.
I hosted a housewarming party. So, I learned some things about housewarming parties and throwing parties in general by hosting this housewarming party. First off is that the lead up to the party is the worst fucking part. Like, you have to get everything clean. You have to clean everything up. You have to keep everything clean. We had our house clean a week before the housewarming party, and then our dog just went on a fucking rampage with some paper towels and just shit all over our carpet, ruined the whole goddamn thing. Do you know how big of a mess you can make in a week, Jonathan? Do you know how big of a mess you can make in a week?
Quite a lot.
I made a fucking mess in a week. I'm not gonna lie. But the day before the housewarming party, I was in my game room just looking around going, oh god, I fucked everything up. My girl was not happy.
Yeah, so I went to your thing, and I went to Clay's thing right before that, and I worked 3 shifts over the weekend. So Monday, I pretty much was dead.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst days of my life on Monday.
Yeah, you were probably severely hungover. That was pretty cool.
It was worth it.
It was worth it. Yeah. So the housewarming party itself wasn't that bad. So what I do with parties, especially parties I'm throwing, is I basically let my girlfriend take all the brunt of the people because I don't want to talk to people. Okay, it's not that I hate the people that come over to my house or anything like that because they're mostly family.
Dude, I realized today how much I hate people. Like, I realized it when I was leaving out for the podcast and I heard my neighbor come in. Like, I live in an apartment complex like this. I heard my neighbor come in, but I was about to go out the door, and I was stopped. I was like, no, I'll wait till she gets inside her house before I leave. That way I don't have to have no combo with her. Like, I realized that's how antisocial I am. I waited until I heard her door close, and then I walked out.
So, I'll say, okay, I might be...
Am I the only one?
No.
Okay.
No, I used to have a dude next to me while I was living in an apartment who just smoked weed and beat his kids while I was on the crapper at 5 in the morning. Yeah. One time I came home from work at 5 in the morning and went to go take a dump. And I went into my bathroom and then just all I hear is, "You have lost your fucking mind." Just failing all your classes at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. And then I came back 2 weeks later. Same thing, sat down, and his girl was going, his wife was just going off on him, I heard you talking to that bitch. I know you talking to her. Let me see your phone. My phone's in my car. I know it's not in your fucking car. Just shit like that. So basically, my neighbors back in my old apartments were awesome.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. So.
I only have one neighbor here, so.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, if not, I'd probably get more noise complaints.
Yeah, probably, actually, yeah. Yeah.
What's the noise?
Just screaming it. Yeah. My neighbors, my old neighbors at my apartments, basically made my house smell like weed and had a grill at some point. He had a grill for a week or something like that, and then the next time I saw him, he didn't have the grill anymore. I don't know what the hell I would do. It was pure gold too. I don't know what the fuck he did with it.
Probably sold it.
Probably stole it. Yeah.
Probably stole it and sold it.
Nice. Yeah. I
stole it.
Stole it. And he had this dude that would come knocking at his at 3 o'clock in the morning. One time it was a Saturday night at 3 o'clock in the morning. This dude he would have his friend come over super early in the morning, but at 3 o'clock in the morning my neighbor would be asleep. So the dude just ended up knocking on his fucking door for 3 hours straight. At one point the dude knocked on my door and said, "This motherfucker's not answering my fucking knock on the door, but can I just see your phone for a minute?" It was 3 in the morning on Saturday. I was just yeah, sure, fuck it. I gave him my phone.
All right.
Yes. Anyway,
we should move on to the podcast.
No. This is going well. No. So the housewarming party, right? So basically what I did for the whole housewarming party is I stayed in my game room, right? But here's the thing that happened. So all the guys started migrating into my housewarming party, and this leads into me talking about games for me personally. Basically, because what happened is my brother came in, who's an IT person. He builds computers for customers and helps computers for people who don't know what the fuck they're doing on computers and doing Outlook and all that stuff. So he went on my computer and said, "Hey, I haven't seen your computer since you bought it. Do you want me to run some of my IT shit on it? You know, some virus scans, all that stuff." And he's like, basically see what I can do to help your computer out, make it run better or whatever, okay? Because I was having problems running games from like 2016, 2017. So he ran a virus scan on it. Guess how many viruses I had on it?
I think you already told me at one point.
Yeah.
3,000.
No.
Am I close?
No.
9,000.
You're going the wrong way.
Oh.
I'm like, how the fuck you got 9,000 viruses? Like, oh shit.
No, not that is egregious. I had 800.
That's still quite a lot.
Yeah, no, that's more than I've ever seen. Basically, what happened was I ended up downloading a driver at some point for my Xbox controller because I have an old Xbox One controller, and how you basically how you make those work with a computer is you have to update those controllers. Like you have to plug them into your Xbox and update them from a special screen, and I didn't know that. So I downloaded a driver from Google.com. It was like Google, and I typed in Xbox controller driver, and it had like one of those advertisements that said Xbox.com. Yeah, no, it wasn't Xbox.com. Yeah, and that's so basically it downloaded like 150. It basically like it downloaded it and then spread itself across my computer into a bunch of files and seeded itself into a shit ton of files and looked at 800 things. Basically, what happened is he cleaned that computer up, and now the motherfucker runs like goddamn butter. It's so beautiful.
Nice.
Now I can actually use my gaming computer for the first time in like 3 months. That I just bought like 6 months ago. So it's nice. It's a nice time. So I learned about hosting these past couple days. Well, past 2 weeks. Which is also my housewarming party is the reason why we didn't have the podcast last week.
Fucker.
Fuck you, Scott.
Yeah, thanks for fucking ruining it, man.
Yeah, fuck you, Tyler.
Probably had so many people wanting to listen to it last week and they couldn't because of you.
Yeah, you don't fuck you, Jonathan. Okay. You know what? Just suck my balls. Okay. How about that? I had to build a fence. Yesterday.
Yeah, that sounds right. We should get onto the podcast though.
I had to mix concrete. It was fucking terrible. I also learned that my 80-year-old grandfather is more energetic than I am because he helped me build that gate to that fence.
Good for you.
No, not good for me at all. Anyways, so we're gonna go around. So everyone's had a good couple weeks, good break. Scott, it seems like you partied your ass off as much as you possibly could.
Hey, Scott is not here, man.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Nah.
Jonathan.
No, that's fucking stupid, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing that.
Did everyone have a good Halloween?
Yeah.
It's like legit like probably the first time to like actually talk to you guys. So well, I talk to you at the housewarming party and I work with your ass. We didn't talk about Halloween.
I mean, don't act like like I enjoy it.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Anyway, so did you have a good Halloween, Tyler?
I had to go to work, so couldn't enjoy it too much.
So yes. Yeah.
Man, I just for Halloween, like nobody wants to be at work. I want to be at a party where like all the whores at. All the like the real slutty looking whores. That's where I wanted to be at. I'm talking about them dressed up in nursing outfits, them looking like cats, them looking like Wonder Woman, whatever the fuck. I want to be where they at. I don't want to be at work lifting boxes.
All the good year too. Everyone dressed up as Wonder Woman, like slutty Wonder Woman. All the girls dressed up as slutty Wonder Woman.
Just to show them titties off. Like that's what I want to see.
Dude, at that other party,
yeah,
so many drunk girls.
So many drunk girls.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, you said that one got a little crazy.
Maximum thottery.
Maximum thottery all the way across the board.
He said maximum. I thought he said Max won the lottery. Maximum lottery.
Yeah, you said.
Dude, we should have Max on this podcast. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Max would be pretty cool to have on.
We should do that.
He's probably listening like, yeah, man. Yeah, man.
He'd be a good music person to have.
Max,
on
we
here.
can talk about Hendrix for like an hour if you want to.
Yeah.
Dude, we should all do a review of a Hendrix album, and then that's when we have Scott.
No,
you mean Max?
You mean Max? We should all
Gosh,
have a review.
damn.
We should all have a
Yes.
review of a Hendrix album and completely shit on the Hendrix album. Like even if we like it, just shit on it and just watch his face go purple.
What the fuck? Or we could review the future Hendrix album. And then tell Max we're reviewing Hendrix.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so I'm like all along the watchtower. What the fuck you talking about? Remember that time you talked about hoes? I like that part. The fuck you talk? What the fuck?
Dude, imagine if he knows about that and then we're like, I see how Future says he's the new Jimi Hendrix, but I just think he's honestly better. Like,
Yeah.
what?
It's like race. Remember to call themselves the new Beatles, but the old Beatles weren't even that good. So I mean,
They
race,
weren't even
remember.
black. Like, I don't like what. How really useful were they?
Yeah, they weren't even that cool, guys.
Dude, I remember like having my conversations with Max. Seriously, since like 7th grade, I've been about Jimi Hendrix. Like, we'll start talking about some shit. Then eventually we'll get to music, and then we'll always get to Jimi Hendrix.
I felt like I got to listen to Undone before, like the Roots album Undone back in like high school, and there was like a week long thing where he's listening to Undone, and he was like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty good, dude." Like he put the album in his ear. It's like a super dark album, and he's like, "Hey, I really like this." And like throughout the next week, you watch Max just get more and more depressed as he listened to Undone.
All right, we should move on because we're like personally
Yes.
talking about someone who's not actually involved with the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't want to
Yeah.
take this any further.
Yeah,
We have a friend named Max that likes Jimi Hendrix a lot.
Max, you
So-
got an invitation up here.
yeah, we fucking love you, Max.
All right, let's go on to
All right, so let's
The
go around. So we've had 2 weeks. So what's everybody been up to? Like what?
I thought that's what we just asked.
Yeah, no, I was saying like what everybody been up
Yeah.
to? Like what music, what games y'all been playing? Like let's actually get to the format of the podcast.
All right,
Tyler, what music have you been playing? What music have you been listening to?
Dude, a lot. It's a day by day thing.
Anything notable? Like any album specifically, or just notable artists you want to talk about?
Nah, I'm not too much. I used to be like an artist person,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to be an album person, but it's more of just a. I listen to genres now. You can thank Spotify for that. I
Yeah.
listen to genres now. So one day I'm listening to like a lot of R&B. Next day I might listen to some soul music. Next day I might fuck around, listen to trap music all day.
Mhm.
And it's a day by day thing. I've been listening to a lot of just different shit, but nothing noticeable really. Flower Boy, that's really it.
Yeah, we'll be putting up a review here soon of Flower Boy. So we have some thoughts on Flower Boy. So I mean, you listen to Flower Boy, you listen to that album. So like genre, so like what? I'm trying to think what kind of genres do you find yourself mainly listening to?
I'm trying to get into rock. I'm trying to just study the whole aesthetic of a rock star. The aesthetic of a rock star. Like you can look at Jimi Hendrix and other people like that, and you can see the style. And I'm trying to study the whole aesthetic of a rock star and what makes a rock star, and how did they get to that point, really?
Ozzy Osbourne's a good person to study for that.
Huh?
Ozzy Osbourne is a person to study for that because he is the rock star. Like there's a
Ozzy
lot
In
of
Osbourne
terms of
should be
style,
dead.
or just like the litness of a rock star.
They did studies on Ozzy Osbourne because he's not dead yet because of all the drugs he ingested. They did
We'll
scientific
study.
biological studies on him because of that.
We'll study. Oh, another thing. That we didn't get to in the Tyler Creator.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Tyler Creator, he's the older Travis Scott, and what I mean by that in terms of performing. Like Tyler Creator used to be known as that guy. Like, dude, you have to see his concert. It's lit. Like that was Tyler Creator. Nowadays, that's Travis Scott. Like you have to see Travis Scott. It's lit. That's another thing about rock stars. A real rock star concert is fucking lit.
Yeah, I've seen like clips of Tyler the Creator performing. Even like the small like few minute clips of Tyler the Creator performing. They're fucking awesome. Like he's jumping in the crowd and getting like right in motherfucking faces while telling them they'll go fuck themselves. He's dancing around and jumping around and all this crazy shit. He looks pretty live to perform.
Yeah, I was gonna mention kind of like what you were mentioning. Triple X tennis balls now is like the new next generation's Tyler the Creator in a way because he came out like super fucking edgy, super I hate this, I hate that, depressing rap,
Yes.
and like it kind of makes me wonder if he's gonna mature in the same way that Tyler did, or if he's just gonna kind of fade away
It looks like he's
or
trying
go to jail.
It looks like he's trying to mature,
Which
but then
I think is
again,
most
that's
likely.
also like, once again, yeah, he might go to jail. So you have to look somewhat mature. You can't be like, fuck that bitch in her face. Like you can't just keep rapping about that.
Well,
Yeah, the weird thing is like Tyler rapped about like murder and rape and stuff. Tennis balls actually beat up his pregnant girlfriend. That's kind of I guess a little different.
Yeah, he lives that
difference
life.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
a little more extreme with them.
It's different when you have a pending case on you.
Yeah.
When you have a pending case on you, you can't just say shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, no, I can see, I can definitely see that.
'Cause they will try to use that in a court of law, and you can't. I mean, you can try to play it off like, hey, I'm just making music. This is how I make my living. This is how I pay my rent. They're like, okay, but you say you hit bitches in the mouth, and you're here for domestic abuse.
Here's a video of you hitting a bitch in the mouth.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see tennis balls take like a weird take like the weird gap that Tyler Creator's in a way left behind, that Eminem left behind, that Tyler Creator's left behind, of like the edgy, super hype edgy artists, you know?
It's weird. Tyler actually got banned from Australia and the UK for his lyrics.
Yeah.
dude, I would not give a fuck about getting banned from Australia. Like, I don't care. Like, dude, y'all got them huge ass spiders. Like, I don't give one
Well, I
fuck
mean,
to come to your country.
He also has tons of fans there though, so they're not able to go as concert.
Fly out here and get a fucking ticket.
I mean, like, isn't it like legit? Like, don't you have to have like a shotgun next to your bed for the spiders in Australia? Isn't like Australia like the deadliest motherfucking place? Like, isn't Australia the roots of Australia is that it was a prison island for prisoners?
Yeah,
for
it
Britain?
was at one point.
Fucking Christ, they're
They probably
powerful.
had it like that, and then probably had it to where they could see them huge ass spiders every day and it fucked with them. Like, dude, I couldn't live in Australia, dude. If I ever do a world tour, I'm staying in Australia for the most will be 24 hours. Like, I'm not staying there. Like, with those spiders, no.
Australia is basically the hardest place on earth. Like, basically, like when you live in Australia, you're living life in hard mode because everything
I would
out there
think
is
that
trying
would
to
be
kill
like
you.
Russia. Them Russians is fucking tough.
Oh, yeah, Russian dudes are scary as fuck.
No, I mean like they bitches is tough too. Like you don't want to mess with no Russian people.
I'm just seeing a video of like a bunch of Russian teenagers just jumping off like a 10-foot story building. Yeah, they took like a zip line and like connected it to another building, something like that. Like at the base of another building and like zip line down
That
into
sounds
a
awesome.
thing, like to like a thing of snow. And I was like, these motherfuckers are like 12 years old jumping off buildings, zip lining, and then getting up and laughing about it. Like, Jesus Christ, that's terrifying. Yeah, so Tyler Creator, what you been listening to?
Ha ha ha.
What? No, what? No, I was saying like, is that who you've been listening to?
Okay.
Fucking smart ass.
I think I know the Tyler Creator joke. My bad.
Fucking jaded asshole. Oh, I can call it Tyler Creator while everyone thinks it's funny. Fuck you, fuck.
No, I'm just trying to find people with a lot of melodies. I'm trying to find people with good melodies. I guess that's why I'm listening to R&B and rock.
Pink Floyd's good. I think if you're looking for like rock music,
I was
good.
gonna listen to that, but then I'm like, let me listen to this Tyler album because we're gonna review this.
Yeah. Pink Floyd's good for that stuff, and I think Pink Floyd, and I think for my money, Queen is really good at that.
You said off the wall, but like I noticed, like Dark Side of the Moon gets a lot of attention.
Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon is the one that people generally love. I've never listened to Dark Side of the Moon.
Alright. I really like Animals.
Animals. I'm never listening to Animals. I like The Wall. For me, that's my Pink Floyd album. I not that I've gone too deep into the discography, but I fucking love The Wall.
I started up their discovery at one point, but I just didn't get that far. They have a lot of shit.
Like, yeah,
A lot of
they
albums.
have a lot. Queen's pretty good.
Queen is not good.
Queen is okay.
You should not listen to
Let's like this.
Queen is like the worst band ever.
Queen has pretty good
Don't
hits.
they have like an amazing vocalist?
Freddie
No,
Mercury.
he's fucking horrible.
What? Freddie
I
Mercury.
can't fucking stand Freddie Mercury.
Freddie
Dude,
Mercury-
Freddie Mercury. I looked up like a rock star list, like who's the top rock stars, and they listed Freddie Mercury like he's an amazing vocalist.
Like
Nah,
they
they're
actually
lying to you, Tyler.
They did studies on Freddie
Yeah,
Mercury's
dude,
voice.
he was like top
Okay.
5.
His voice is fucking awful. I can't get it.
No,
I can't get with this
I've
man.
heard Queens. His voice is pretty amazing.
Let's
I
go-
don't like Queen.
I'll say for Queen. I'll say like
You don't like Nirvana and you don't like Queens.
No, I like Nirvana.
Oh,
Jonathan
you do
doesn't like
like-
Nirvana.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just don't
hey,
like Queen.
fuck you, fuck Jonathan. So,
Queen is my band that I cannot personally stand for
Yeah.
anything. I've tried. I just can't fucking stand their music.
You're the only person I know that doesn't like Bohemian Rhapsody. Like,
I
literally
fucking
everybody.
hate Bohemian
I cannot
Rhapsody.
believe that.
I can't stand it, dude.
I think I know a
It's
lot
like
of
the
people.
shittiest song ever.
I think you're the one person.
Shittiest song ever.
Yeah.
Not like a Soulja Boy song or something.
No, this is worse than
Queen
Soulja Boy.
song.
I would rather listen to Soulja Boy any day over Queen.
I wouldn't say that. I think it's blasphemy.
I would rather listen to Broken Side than Queen.
Okay, hold up.
I'm being 100% serious. I can't fucking stand Queen.
No, that's fucked
No,
up.
unironically, I
Scott's
really,
passionate about this.
I really do not like Queen.
He's been waiting 22 years of his life for someone to bring up Queen and let this all out.
I think for me, like Queen's like, I think if you're looking for like a good solid album, Queen's not where you need to go. If you're looking for good solid hits, Queen's got the classics. They've got Bohemian. They've got We Are the Champions.
You can't get away from Queen either because Bohemian Rhapsody is like the most overplayed song in existence.
Yes.
You can't fucking get away from it.
We Will Rock You is another one.
That one's bad too.
Dude,
that one's real bad. I fucking hate that song.
We Are the Champions is another.
That one's bad too.
Oh my god!
I don't like We Are the Champions. I'll give them that.
No, I love it.
I think that one's over. I think that was a good song that got overplayed. Like it was a great song.
Everything about Queen is fucking overplayed.
It's one of those songs like you can sing with your white buddies. Like everybody, Queen songs,
my white buddies.
Queen songs are those songs you can say with your white buddies. Like we are the champion. Like after your team won a national championship, like. That's one of those songs that brings all races together. It ends racism. Because you can just sing that shit together as you're celebrating. Queens, hey, shout out to Queens.
Another One Bites the Dust.
No.
Dun. Another One Bites the Dust. I like that one.
That shit.
That's that 80s shit I don't care to listen to.
That's 70s. I think it's 70s.
I don't fucking know.
I think Queen's is 70s.
That's some old shit. I don't
some old
care to
shit.
listen
You're
to,
right.
honestly.
Yeah, for like rock and roll music that you're looking for that's got like good like beats and melody. I'd say the hell away from Kiss. I'd say the hell away from AC/DC.
Okay, yeah, I take back what I said earlier.
No, dude,
Kiss
I was
is the
listening
worst
to
band.
AC/DC last night. Oh, what the fuck was the song called?
AC/DC has TNT and Thunderstruck, and those are
I
pretty
fucking
good
hate
songs.
those.
I like
You're getting into like the shitty dad rock bands at this point.
that's
The
my
shitty
dad.
bad rock bands.
Like at least you haven't mentioned Journey. Please tell me you don't like Journey.
A separation.
No. God no.
Yeah, see,
sorry,
that's another one of those songs you can sing with like your white buddies. Like it brings all races together.
So like for me, like my dad, like while I was younger, I remember him listening to a lot of rock and roll music, and then I hit like teenage years at some point, and he was like, "Oh yeah, fuck that rock and roll. It's all about Metallica. It's all about Metallica." And then and the next thing I knew, he was listening to like fucking Master of Puppets and all that stuff. And he was like, "Oh, dude, I'm listening to these motherfuckers since before you were born."
Okay,
Holy shit.
So I'll listen to most music. I have a pretty wide music taste. This is like the exact time period that I cannot stand. It's like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's a lot of good music there too, but like the really like shitty rock that came out of there.
I've always wanted to listen to Metallica.
Metallica's fine.
Amazing.
Up to a certain point, I'd say.
Yeah, I've heard
Like
that.
80s Metallica is really good. Their newest album's not bad.
Mm-hmm. I've heard Metallica kind of drops off at some point.
Yeah, I'd say like Load and Reload were not good albums,
Mm-hmm.
and Saint Anger's like classically just a joke album at this point.
For me, it's like if I look at people I always want to listen to, it's like people I've always want to like understand the zeitgeist of. It's like Metallica, it's Guns N' Roses, it's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I'd say Metallica and Guns N' Roses are both worth your time. I don't know about Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I've listened to Blood, Sex, Magic, or whatever the fuck it's called. And
I'm just not a big fan person. I don't hate them by any means. I'm just not that big a fan.
I think at this point it's probably one of those era things where it's like if you were around when they were out, it was huge, but it's one of those things where like it's not that big anymore.
Yeah, I would say with Metallica, check out like Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All. Those three albums in particular are all really good.
I heard Master of Puppets is the best one. I
disagree with that. I'd say maybe fourth for me.
Damn.
I would say Ride the Lightning's the best, followed by Justice for All, and then probably the Black Album.
I would probably give. I only one I've really given a shot is Master of Puppets, and like for me, it's just I gave it a shot, and I think one time when Tyler tried to listen to Metallica when he was like 16, he said he kind of described it how I was feeling about it. I tried to listen to him like 2 or 3 years ago, which was like I love the instrumental, I love everything about it until they start singing, and then they start singing, and I'm like I don't know what the fuck he was saying, like what the fuck.
I don't mind it.
That's my problem with a lot of rock music. I'd be like, I just listen to it. Especially like hardcore, like death metal shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? But the instrumental be so amazing.
Yeah. Well, for me, a lot of times I don't pay as much attention to what they're saying
Mm-hmm.
because, like, I mean, if I really want to know, I can look up the lyrics. But
Yeah.
a lot of times, for me, it's more about atmosphere and
Yeah.
general instrumentation in a lot of music.
Yeah, like a lot of rock music, you have to. I think to enjoy a lot of rock music, you have to be able to appreciate the instrumentation. Where like rap music, where it's more where you appreciate the voice.
Yeah.
I think a lot of rock music is like.
I mean, thinking a
you
lot of it
appreciate
also
that.
is like very lyrical and stuff like that. It's just
Yeah, it's just the instrumentation takes precedent over it, but there is lyricism to it. It's just like you look at the tip of the scales. It's like 70% instrumentation, 30% lyricism, and the lyricism, even if it is strong, generally the instrumentation is trying to overshadow it, and you have to be able to appreciate that. And you can't look at the lyrics. It's there for you if you want it, but I think it's skewed differently.
well, I'd say also like people's voice oftentimes as well is very pleasant to listen to. Like for me, Robert Smith of The Cure is probably my all-time favorite singer because I really love the way that his voice works over their instrumentals and just kind of the gloominess and melancholy that it brings.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. Yeah, like I mean, you can say that for like a lot of like, you know, a lot of groups that aren't like rap or R&B. Like Green Day is the same way. I think they have a really good lyricist. Like a good vocalist over their instrumentals and stuff like that.
Yeah, plus, I think a lot of times also, like with specific groups especially, the more you listen, the more you're going to understand it as well.
Yeah, like the more you're familiar with their sound,
Like,
even if you don't understand what
And
they're
like,
saying. At
yeah, like
first.
I've noticed that with a lot of rappers as well, like more mumble rappers, that the more I listen to them, the more I can understand what they're saying.
Yeah, like they eventually there's like a weird fog that clears out of it. Because that happened to me a lot with like the Roots when I first started listening to them. Is like I didn't really understand what the fuck they were saying until like the third time through, and then once I got to like their 10th album that I listened to, I was like, oh, I know everything.
10 albums.
They have like 20. They've been going since like 1988 or something.
Amazing band. I feel like doesn't get enough credit.
Like that.
So you need
And
to get.
again, I'm not so diverse in
You're trying to move the mic away.
Oh no, you were pulling it over here.
Okay.
Oh my
My
bad.
bad. I can probably cut that out if you want to start back at the whatever you were saying. I'll just cut that down.
Okay. So what I noticed, well, I'm not too diverse in rock music, I would say, but like not as much as rap music. Like I'm a fanatic for rap, but Motorhead.
Interesting.
If you guys know who Triple H is, it's the guy
Yeah.
that does his music.
Mm-hmm.
Time to play the game.
Yeah.
Woo. Dude,
Yeah, like I know.
they got fucking hits. They got fucking great ass songs, man.
Yeah, the weird thing is I know who Motorhead is, but the only song I've ever heard of theirs is Ace of Spades,
I know.
which is the
that's
one
the-
from it was on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
Yeah, that was amazing too.
My all-time favorite game. One of them.
One of them.
Probably not number
Dude.
one. One of them though.
Oh, you know what's a pretty good Tony Hawk game?
All of them.
Yes.
Well, no,
Well,
no,
no,
not
no,
all.
no,
Not
no,
all
I was
of them.
gonna be like,
not
hold
all of
on,
them.
hold on.
But up to a certain point.
Thug 2 on the PSP is literally
Sounds
the
good.
PS2 version on PS. It's like a portable. That's pretty fucking awesome.
That's good. But yeah, Motorhead's singer died a couple years ago.
Oh, damn.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I think it was actually early last year, like February 2016 or so. He died. I don't remember what it was from though.
Yeah, I know the name Motorhead. I don't know shit about Motorhead. I know that it's time to play the game. That's because I used to play a lot of wrestling games. Even though I didn't watch much wrestling ever, I played a lot of wrestling games. WWE, the fucking shit on
Dude, I
these
used to
games.
be a wrestling fanatic. Like, dude, seriously, I used to know every single move. And like, I used to go in a game. If you like met a character, you met a wrestler, and you assigned him moves. Like, I knew every single move. Like before I even got to the move, I already would know like what it would look like. Like, it's funny. Like, I used to be obsessed with wrestling, and then like, you know what happened?
It turned to shit.
It's a reflection of the times we're living in. It became too PG. Like they were softening it up. Like
I mean, in the '90s,
it wasn't as raw.
I mean, it's the Attitude Era of the '90s, and then they kind of calmed the hell down because it wasn't supposed to be edgy anymore. And like you lost a lot of the superstars. Like you lost the Undertaker and Triple H. Like they're not totally out of it, obviously, but they backed out. Their role became as they became older and stuff like that. Like you couldn't shit talk as well because you're not allowed to. You couldn't fucking break someone's neck. Mankind with the puppet and shit. You can't throw people off fucking Hell in a Cell anymore.
Dude, Stone Cold, just everything, dude. Stone Cold is like lived out my dream. The ability to say "fuck your boss," like that
get
is
paid
the
for
dream. Just be like, Dude, if I could live that out, going to Cannes, fuck you. But you know, I'm broke and I need a job and I'm here.
Welcome to What's the Noise?
What's the Noise podcast?
The podcast from hell.
The podcast from hell. A slightly cooled version of hell at this point, but still kind
Yeah,
of
it's
hell.
not as bad.
Yeah, I've got a little sweat on my brow, but it's not like actual beads of sweat. It's just like a little bit of moisture. But like last time it was like...
Well, it's because we only have 3 people in here now. Last time we had 5.
Yeah, we had 5 in here.
Oh my god.
I mean, we should do like an 8-person podcast at some point.
Let's just get max everyone in here at the same
Just to
time.
be dying.
Let's just go through my phone that's connected to Facebook and just call everyone. You want to be on our podcast? Yes? Okay, come on.
It's like I remember I was wanting to have a Halloween party this year. I'm so glad I didn't, because it would be hell in here
That'd be
of just the fucking heat.
We'll tell everyone we bring into the podcast. Just don't bring your own mic. We'll figure it out somehow. we've got enough. We got 4. Yeah, we got 4. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
6 people to a mic.
Yeah, 6 people to a mic. That could work out pretty well. I bet our podcast would be like 700 hours long. It'd be cool.
Y'all like how when I figured out Jonathan wasn't coming, I was like, I don't have to share a mic.
Yeah, we need to get another mic in here. So, you've been looking for rock stars and stuff like that.
Yes. Your
Nice.
mom has been very helpful.
She's a big rockhead.
Yes. She's the reason I even started listening.
Rock-
Yeah,
Rockhead.
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 I've never heard that term until now.
Rock and roller head.
Usually people just say rocker or something like that.
That's funny because like my girl calls me Rockhead. And it's like that means like you have like a big hard ass head. So like so once again, black people and white people are coming together. And once again,
So you're saying that rock and roll is the only way to end like racism?
maybe rap too. Yeah. But definitely.
Like,
both.
What about when they did together, like the fucking Run DMC and Aerosmith one?
Oh shit!
Song.
I did not like that song.
I'm not that big a fan either,
I don't think it's a good
or
song.
of either of those groups.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. That's like a difference. Like, it's a good song. I just didn't like
Yeah.
the song.
It's
It's
very
just not my type of
overplayed as
sound.
well.
Aerosmith's also pretty melodic.
There was another group that did something like that too. Was it Beastie Boys and somebody? I don't know.
There,
No, it was Public Enemy and Anthrax. I forgot about
Public
that.
Enemy definitely did some of that rock and roll shit. But like in the
Yeah,
early
they did a
90s
song with Anthrax, is
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of. And then Cypress Hill also made a lot of rap rock albums, but those weren't really their prime music.
Yeah, I mean Public Enemy when Public Enemy first came out, they actually had like a lot of metal influence.
Yeah. Well, Beastie Boys started as an actual like full-on band.
Yeah.
Their first EP is like completely different.
Yeah, and they actually toured with Public Enemy. Like, I got when reading Flavor Flav's biography, Flavor Flav was like, yeah, he's like, yeah, you know, Chuck D and the boys weren't a big fan of your boy Flav because I kept hanging out with the white boys on the Beastie Boy truck, on the Beastie Boy bus. He's like, we're a pro-black group touring with a bunch of white boys. He's like, they said it didn't make much sense. And I was like, man, I don't care. I'm just trying to party. And I was like,
Flavor Flav.
literally in the middle of a sentence, he says that.
I mean, Flavor Flav got famous off saying his own name, so that's pretty dope.
Flavor Flav is actually like supposed to be like a musical genius or something like that. Like
Really?
he wrote the production, plays like 7 instruments and like wrote the
Shit.
production of the whole first album of Public Enemy's
Neat.
Public Enemy's classic. It's the one before Fear of Black Planet. I can't remember what the fuck it's called.
I don't know. I'm not really that into Public Enemy.
Oh fuck! It's hurting my feelings not remembering.
Yeah, right. 'Cause I actually always wanted to listen to the album. I can't remember what the fuck it is, but it's like before Fear of Black Planet. He wrote the whole, basically the whole album or something like that. He's supposed to be like a musical genius, and then like his whole book wasn't. It was like he made like a sentence of "Your boy's a genius," and then the next sentence is "I've done a lot of cocaine." Like his book, he was like, "Yeah, your boy had like a $1,600 a day drug habit." I was like, "Fucking Christ, Flav." People should read Flavor Flav's book. It's pretty fucking hilarious,
No, the
actually.
thing is, like, that kills me. Like, if you could spend that much a day on cocaine, imagine if you
Didn't?
imagine if you just if you didn't do it, or you just say reduced it. You're like, I'm gonna buy $300 worth of weed a day, and I'm gonna smoke it.
Like,
You'll be in much more better condition, and you'll be pretty fucking high. I'm not energized high, but you'll be high. You'll be fucking high.
I mean, that's over $360,000 a year on crack, on drugs. That's like almost half. Like, that's but like $1,500 to $600, 25. Like I think he said like 15 to 2,500. It's like that. That's literally $500,000 a year
you
on
have
drugs.
to take everybody that's on this podcast salary and then times it by like 5 years to get to that point.
to get to like 1 year of drug abuse, or even like half a year of drug abuse.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're not coming nowhere near that.
Yeah, we're even if you take it like 5, like I don't even know if we even match that, honestly. So yeah, so that's all the music you're listening to.
Yep. I'm gonna be a rock star. I'm gonna get this shit down.
Any games at all?
Not
really.
No. You know what? I did play a game.
What's that?
I played 2K.
Fantastic. Scott.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
You know, a lot of stuff.
Nice.
You wanna
Nice.
do video games?
No, sure. Fuck it. Why not?
'Cause I played 2 games. So
What you
I
got?
played Mario also, but not the new one.
I hate you so much. I just want
But, like-
to punch you. Well, what Mario did you play?
Like the other day, I don't know, I just wanted like a game I could play on the Game Boy real quick.
Mhm.
So I went back to Mario Land, which I played a lot when I was younger.
Oh, the 6 golden coins, or is it the one before that?
No, first one.
Oh, the first one.
That is not a great game.
No.
No, that is not a good game at all. I like that when I was a kid because it was a Game Boy game and that's all I fucking had. But like playing it retrospectively, that's probably one of the worst Mario games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an early Game Boy game, and it really shows. And the controls. Also, the thing about that is it's so basic,
Yeah.
which I don't like. So I played about the first world of that and said no.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did play the 6 Golden Coins, which also I'm playing forever, and that's a huge improvement.
Yeah. I
Uh,
should really do like 6 golden
Yeah,
coins.
it's a pretty solid game.
That's the game that made me break my Game Boy when I was.
Bro,
Yeah.
was it the stupid pig boss?
No, it was the fucking moon level.
Oh shit.
It's like a
I don't
scrolling
know.
moon level where like there's a bunch of stars, and if you touch the stars, you die, and you only have 2 shots per life. And basically, if you lose all your lives in that game, you reset the game completely. It's like old school rules.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened is
No, you don't have to restart completely because I already lost all my lives and
Oh.
just got to start back at the beginning or where I left off at.
Oh, for me, I swear to God, for me, it was like you had to reset the whole thing. So I remember I had every
Did you not
single.
save?
There's a save.
Yeah, it should auto save, I think. But did you? Because
Well-
the first one didn't, or you had to start over. But
Mhm.
the second one, no, you could save. You had a save file.
Oh shit! I remember what happened with me. I remember what happened with me is like I got to that. It was the last coin I needed before you go off to like the last world, and I lost all my lives, and it completely fucked me. And I remember I was like on my last life, lost it, and I headbutted my Game Boy instead of just punching it when I was like 8 years old, and I just headbutted the motherfucker, and it just cracked it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty solid game.
Mhm.
It's huge improvements over the first one. One thing I like is they actually gave backgrounds on that one, which is
Mhm.
nice because the first one was just empty space all over it.
Oh, weird.
And that and the controls are better. The only major problem I've had is that the controls are still a little off.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's also a Game Boy game, so I guess that kind of makes sense because
Mhm.
it didn't have the best controls.
It's a weird Mario game. Like you don't get like the
Yeah.
Tanuki suit or anything like that. You get like these weird like the hat with the fucking
carrot
Yeah,
gives
the
you the.
carrot.
That's a weird game. I really like Mario Zone. That in a newer game.
Mario Zone.
It's the one where you're like inside Mario.
Oh, like the foot and then the stomach and
Yeah, it's got all
the
like
hat?
one level's like all Legos and stuff, and the other one's like all these bouncing balls and shit. That
Yeah, I
was a
remember
really
that.
cool level.
That's really cool.
They should do that in a newer game.
I remember when I went back to that game like a couple years later after I headbutted it, and I was like 17. I played it. I beat that game in like 2 hours. Like it's,
Yeah,
it's
true.
super simple.
I played maybe an hour and I'm already like halfway through.
Yeah, like the last level is pretty grueling because there's like really no checkpoints in it, and it's like a super long ass level. I remember I beat it when I was a kid, but I've beaten the game once, and when I got to the 2 hour mark on the last time, I did not beat it. I died on Wario, and I was like, dude, fuck this game.
Yeah, if I ever finish, I'm probably gonna go back and do Mario Land 3 as well, which I played a lot when I was younger.
Mario 3?
Land 3.
Oh, there's Mario Land 3?
Yeah, it's the first Wario game actually.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
you play as Wario in it, and then you had the Wario Land games. But I've never played, so I kind of want to now.
I played the Wario Land 3 for the Game Boy because they have it on the 3DS eShop. It's like $5. I picked it up like that and beat it on there.
For real.
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty good
Yeah.
game, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going through the whole series, but if
Mhm.
if I remember.
Yeah. It's worth it. Those are decent games.
We're at about 40 minutes right now, so I think we should take an intermission.
Okay.
And we'll come back. I'll continue. I have one more big game to talk about, and then we get into music.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll be back. Thank you. And welcome back to the What's the Noise Cast. I am once again your host, Mr. Jeff, and we are talking to Scott, Jonathan, someone about the games he was playing. You said you had a big title coming up?
Yes, I've been playing quite a bit of Fractured Butthole.
Hell yes. Is that game awesome?
It's really good.
Fucking yes.
I'd say it's better than the first one.
Ooh.
So I played about 5 hours of it over the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. I know that doesn't sound like very much. For me, that's quite a lot of it.
For an RPG.
For me, that's a lot. But, yeah, it's South Park, which is awesome. I think it kind of takes all the stuff that the Stick of Truth did and really expands on it very well.
Mm-hmm.
It really, it does a lot of stuff better, I think. The combat is completely different now.
So what is the combat? 'Cause I remember the last one was like a Paper Mario style RPG, like Super Mario Brothers, like.
No, it was kind of generic, I thought. Because it was kind of just the turn-based gameplay you see in a lot of games.
Yeah, it was turn-based, and you press A to block or X to block, and then whatever.
And this one, it's more of like it's based on a grid, kind of like Fire Emblem,
mm-hmm.
but like to a smaller degree.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot more strategic. So like you can move them around the field, and they have each character has like their range and everything like that.
So it's like a strategy game in its own way.
Yeah.
But like with South Park twist to it. Okay, you told me before you said before you really don't like strategy games. What's making this one?
I'm kind of okay with them, but like
you say you find them boring. What's making this different for you?
South Park.
South Park.
Is
it just like has a lot of charm to it?
It's South Park.
Yeah.
Like if you like South Park, it's literally just South Park.
Nice.
Same comedy as the show. Everything's about the same as the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not that I don't like strategy games. I'm just not the biggest fan of them. Like, I thought Fire Emblem was pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, after a while I got a little sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
So, so it's a superhero thing. It's the Coon and all that, right?
Yeah, it's based on the Coon trilogy of episodes. It actually takes place right after the Stick of Truth.
Oh, really?
So, like, at the beginning, you're still in the Stick of Truth. Like, you're still got your shit on and everything from that game. You actually fight a dragon at the beginning. But it's not a real dragon.
No, obviously.
You're giving me this look.
I was like, damn.
But it's fucking cardboard.
I mean,
so you start out a little bit with that, and then it kind of moves into the Coon arc, and you kind of get introduced to that story, and you pick all your class that you want to do,
mm-hmm.
and everything like that, which is pretty cool.
So yeah, the Stick of Truth went places. Like for a fucking South Park story, they went kind of fucking weird with it, and that was actually really cool. Like, is the story for this game what is the story? They're just trying to fight crime or something like that.
No, they're like trying to find a cat or something. I know that sounds really weird. There's like a lost cat, and they're trying to like rescue it or something, but they have to find it.
Only South Park can make a 15-hour game on fucking finding a cat.
Yeah, you start getting involved with like the mafia and shit. It's pretty good. I just finished like the second story mission, which is pretty long. Like this one, or at least the second one was really long. I fought drunk Randy as the boss, which was great. Yeah, it's funny because you're in like the back of like an Italian restaurant, and the mafia is about to like kill you, and then Randy just comes in drunk as shit and just beats the hell out of all of them, and then you have to fight him, which was pretty funny.
Oh fuck, I love South Park.
But yeah, like all the characters. There's also like a couple different like superhero teams, I guess. You kind of split off. This is like it's after like those episodes. It's kind of like the follow up to that, where they actually split into two groups that are kind of against each other.
Yeah.
Because like on yours, it's the Coon and Friends, where you have like Cartman, Kyle, Clyde, and Craig, and you and Jimmy are all in that one. Jimmy's OP as shit, by the way. He's probably the best character. The Coon kind of sucks.
Aww.
It's really disappointing when you get to use him. He's not that good.
I loved Eric in the fucking.
But like, yeah, on the other side, I can't remember the other team's name, but I think it's like Stan, Timmy, and
Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny and somebody else, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of against them, and they all have their different superheroes and shit, which is pretty funny. And then there's like a third one that's just like Butters, and he has like
all the fucking Doctor Doom Butters.
Yeah, Professor Chaos.
Yeah, Professor Chaos.
And I haven't like fought him yet or anything. He has just kind of been like a side thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But like occasionally you'll walk around the town and you'll see like these like kids wearing like aluminum foil and shit, and those be called like Chaos Minions, and you have to fight them. Nice. And that's kind of like his group.
So, what's the structure of this game? Is there side quests? Is there stuff? Is there experience? Or do people? I remember in the last one, people leveled with you. Is it like that, or do levels even matter?
I think
really?
so. Yeah, you still have like a level, but I don't remember if all the characters do or not. If it's just your character,
Yeah.
'Cause you do still level up, and yeah, it's similar. It's very similar to the first one and like how it works. That you have the main quest and then you do have your side quests and all that stuff. In this one, they do add some stuff. You have artifacts now, and you have a crafting system to where you can like make stuff like one of the things I have right now is like I have the Moses summon, which you have to like find the parts to, and then you craft it, and then you can use it in battle.
Nice.
And there's something else that I'm forgetting,
Yeah.
but there was another big thing they added.
Yeah, I mean, the last one definitely had side quests. It's not like it had like a lot of side quests. They had like a weird Facebook type of thing. Like your rewards for beating the side quests in the last one were getting Facebook friends and finding your Pokemon.
Yeah, this one is a little bit similar to that, where it's you have Coonstagram, which
Yeah.
is like a parody of Instagram.
You're right.
And you have to like, there's like a mission early on where you have to like get all your followers and you have to do things for them to make you follow you and stuff. And you have to like take pictures with them, which has like a little in-game camera and stuff. And yeah, the collectible in this one's like the Craig and Tweak pictures and stuff from that one episode.
Oh shit.
Oh, Tweak's the one on the other one on the other team that I forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love Tweak.
it's pretty funny.
He's all right. It's that this game sounds incredibly stupid in the way that South Park can do.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like if you like the first one, you like this one. I think it actually comes with the Stick of Truth as well.
That's a fucking good ass bundle. Like the South Park Stick of Truth. Like despite the mechanics being not even the best, but pretty good for an RPG standard. Like it was fun enough. Though the world of South Park was kind of what drove me to the end of that.
Yeah,
game.
it's really cool being like basically an open world South Park game.
Yeah, they even came out before they. Like when they finished the game, they even came out and said like we didn't have a map of South Park before this game. We had to actually craft where the school's at, where Mr. Garrison's house at, and stuff like that because of this fucking game.
Yeah, the other thing, the menus and stuff are just a little bit better. I think cosmetically as well, they look a lot better than they did in the first one. They're not quite as basic.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the biggest things as well is you actually have a map that you can pull up by you just hold an LB and it like pulls up a little map on your screen for like a second while you're holding it, so you don't have to keep going back and forth, which was obnoxious as hell.
Yeah.
In the last game.
So how's the frame rate in that game? How does it run? Because I remember in Stick of Truth on my PS3, I remember it just ran like shit.
Really?
Like if you like moved at all, like if like you like moved like transferred to another screen, it just cut the frame rate to like fucking 3 frames per second and then switched over to the screen.
That's weird. I think I had the 360 one. It worked fine for me.
I think mine's just been poorly optimized. Or mine's just been unlucky.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm playing the new one on the Xbox One. I haven't had any problems with that so far.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be working just fine.
Mm-hmm. That sounds awesome. This game sounds awesome.
It's a really fun game. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that sounds. It sounds like a game I would really be interested in getting.
You should buy it.
I should. I need $60.
Hey, Tyler.
What's up?
That's all for you on Game, Scott?
Yeah.
So what music have you been up to?
Oh, I have a pretty long list of stuff I can
Nice.
mention.
Nice.
But first of all, I want to talk about the new Joji EP. It just came out a couple days ago.
Fun.
It's about what I expected. The initial single, called "Will He," is really good.
Yeah.
The rest of the tape's just kind of okay.
Yeah.
I think it's about 6 songs or so. I think there's one song called "Bitter Fuck" that I actually really love.
Yeah.
But everyone else hates it, so it's kind of weird. But
This is the Filthy Frank album, yeah.
it's an EP.
Well, Filthy Frank EP, but it's like.
It's not really a Filthy Frank album. It's a Joji album, like his actual personality.
For the reference of.
Yeah, for the reference, that's why he's famous.
Yeah, that's why people know the guy. That's why he can do stuff like this. But yeah, so it's like it's not like it's Joji. It's him actually being who he is.
Yeah, like there's no like joke stuff on this. There's no references. It's like literally just him making his music.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's about what I expected it to be because I've never really thought he was great. I've always just thought he had like he'll occasionally come out with like a really good single and then a lot of filler along with it.
Yeah.
Which makes me a little scared for this dude because I feel like he's gonna fall off in the next couple of years.
That's sad.
I mean, Filthy Frank's pretty much done. He hasn't made very many videos of that anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how far he can go with this project because it seems like he's fully going into music now.
Mm-hmm.
And like this project, it's like it wasn't really very well received.
Yeah.
Outside of like his initial fan base, which will just get their dick hard for anything he does anyway. People don't really seem to like it that much, and on top of that, his other thing is the Pink Eye stuff, which is like it's good, but like it's also a comedy thing, which doesn't really not the best genre to be in.
Yeah, it doesn't make him serious. Like comedy is a hard thing to do, and when you do comedy and music, you either end up obscure, or you end up Weird Al Yankovic. You know, Weird Al is like the exception to the rule of people who succeed in comedy.
Yeah, maybe
music.
like Lonely Island as well, because they were real big for a while.
Yeah, and that's because they had they had like oddly bumping comedy music.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just kind of my thoughts on what he's doing right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So for any other music, so yeah, Joji, decent, sure. I haven't heard it yet. So what else you got?
Yeah, so check it out. I listened quite a bit to Rollo Tomasi, which is a experimental group.
Okay.
I'm telling you about the Blank Stage. You guys have no idea who that is.
I have.
None.
The fuck did you just say to
Nobody
me?
fucking. But yeah, I listened to their album Grievances, which came out a couple years ago. Probably one of the best albums of 2015, in my opinion.
Okay.
They're an experimental group from England, which their first two albums were very inaccessible, experimental. They were considered mathcore, which is actually a genre.
Math.
I thought they were okay, but like their last two albums, they brought out a lot more influences and
Yeah.
gotten much further into like accessible music. I think they're really getting really good. Their vocalist, I don't know her name, but she's really good. She does both clean and unclean vocals, and she's very good. And they also released a new song, coincidentally, a couple days ago, called, I don't remember. I think it's called Rituals. Actually, it's really good too.
So it's like you say experimental. Like experimental can mean is like a genre attached to experimental? Or is it just experimental, which kind of throws you at the wall?
Well,
Like, would you say
Yeah,
there's like rock to it or hip hop?
well, yeah,
or-
it's rock music.
Uh-huh.
I guess. Their first two albums were very much rock music. This one's kind of gone a little more of a metal direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like they're one of the bands that you really can't like pin down into an exact genre.
Yeah. A little bit of
Because-
everything, a little bit of not.
Yeah, you kind of just have to hear their stuff to really understand what they sound like.
Okay.
But
Mathcore sounds interesting.
yeah, they don't do that anymore though.
Oh.
It's a little more accessible now.
Well, I'm going to find out what the hell mathcore means because that sounds made up. Anyways, so you listen to that. What else you got on you?
So I listened to the new We Came as Romans album, but I'm not going to talk about that this week
Yeah.
because I know Jonathan wanted to talk about that as well.
Yeah, we can hold it.
So we're gonna wait until next week. It's ironic that you mentioned Ozzy Osbourne because I actually listened to a Black Sabbath album just out of
Nice.
curiosity because I've never actually given them much of a chance besides like some singles.
How are they
think-
feeling on you?
Really good,
Really?
actually. Like I listened to album Sabotage, which is one of their earlier albums,
Yeah.
and it was really solid. Like all the way through, I thought every song on it was really good.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable album.
Yeah, I mean, for my taste, I don't know jack shit about Black Sabbath. I know Ozzy Osbourne. I know Crazy Train. That's all I got. I know him from the World
Crazy
of
Train's
Warcraft.
not Black Sabbath.
Isn't that just Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that-
from his first solo album.
Yeah, that's all I know from him. I know that from the fucking World of Warcraft commercials they used to play when you had Ozzy Osbourne doing the Crazy Train.
My foot is falling asleep. But
So you're like Black Sabbath. Would you say it's a good starting point for a Black Sabbath listen?
I don't know. I don't really know any of their other albums, so
God damn it. Okay.
I mean, pretty much any of their earlier albums, because all of them were like pretty much like
Pretty well received.
yeah, and pretty much set the like kind of foundation for a lot of other bands because they were very influential.
Black Sabbath's like metal, isn't it? Like, isn't it like metal?
It wouldn't really be metal as we think of it today. It's a little more hard rock, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of were one of the very, very early metal bands, I guess.
Okay. Progenitors. Anything else for you?
Yeah, I got a couple more I could talk about.
Let's see what you got.
So I also listened to quite a bit of Swans.
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 What the fuck is swans?
I've talked about Swans like
You
3
have-
times on
God,
here.
you have. I got God. Tell us the swans. Tell us swans.
Swans. But
Swans.
I've been listening to their album.
Mhm.
It's called My Father Will Guide Me Up a Rope to the Sky.
Yes, you have talked about this because we had a.
I listened
fucking
to that
problem.
multiple times over last week. I think that it's not my favorite album of theirs, but it's definitely my top 5. And
It's
they
good.
have quite a few albums,
Yeah,
by the way.
Oh God,
A
that's
lot.
Such a long album name. Why?
Because it's fucking good.
God damn it. Yeah,
But-
yeah. You talked about them before. Yeah, you talked. Yeah, You said you like this album. Like you said, it was pretty.
I really
good.
like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of unpopular opinion. A lot of people think it's one of their worst albums. I highly disagree with that. I think it's a very good album. I think every song on it's very good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it a lot. It was kind of their comeback album because they broke up in '97, and this one was released in 2010. It was the first one after that break.
Yeah.
Which I really like it. I also got into their album "To Be Kind," which is considered a masterpiece by most people. It's one of the only albums the Neil drop gave a 10 to.
Damn.
And it's good. I don't like it as much as the other one.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a pretty good album. There's a song on it. It's like a 30-minute song. I don't know the name of it because it's in French. They're not a French band either.
30 minutes.
And it's a really good song.
That's 30 fucking minutes.
It's 30 minutes.
That's a long fucking song. I thought War Pigs, a 7-minute track, was fucking long.
Yeah, that 7 was long.
I thought that was fucking stupid long.
Well, this album's almost 2.5 hours, I think. So it's a pretty long.
What?
It is long.
Fuck?
It's post-rock where everything is fucking long.
Wax Fangs, The Astronaut, has a 16-minute track. I didn't finish that album, Scott.
Chris Brown just released a 45-track album. That's probably just as
Holy
long
shit.
as that.
Also, Chris
Probably.
Brown's garbage.
No,
So,
stop. No.
I mean, there's a Godspeed You album that's 2 hours long and is 4 tracks.
what the
To give you an
fucking
idea.
shit, Scott? What the fuck kind of hellish music are you listening to? Your fucking nightmare music.
I mean, that's good.
That's 2 hours.
Yeah, but it's good, though. That doesn't mean it's going to be shit.
I have a thing with long albums. I have a thing with like overly long albums. That's like, why is it so long?
But that's part of the reason I haven't finished Soundtracks for the Blind, which is another one of their really popular albums, Swans, because it's pretty fucking long. It's
Yeah.
got some really long, like, it's a double album. It just go on fucking forever.
Yes.
It's a good album.
Yes.
I just never finished it because it's long.
I also have a double album to talk about here soon. Continue what you
Alright.
got.
So I also listened to a ton of Danny Brown this week.
Dear God. Danny Brown.
Danny Brown.
Continue at Danny Brown.
Mostly Triple X and Atrocity Exhibition.
Classic.
Yeah.
Nah.
Both are great albums. Actually, Danny doesn't have a bad album, in my opinion. I know Jeff doesn't like him.
I just don't.
That his voice can be hard to get used to.
I
Yeah.
don't like it. I think his voice
It's
is
really-
obnoxious.
Okay, just give it a chance, man.
Yeah, I think.
But-
Okay, I think Danny Brown's
'Cause
voice is obnoxious. His new. What's his new album called?
Atrocity Exhibition.
Okay. His.
That
the
is a
whole-
fantastic album.
The whole like I think it's like at least the first half of the album is just that fucking voice.
Actually, no. The second track, Tell Me What I Don't Know, is his normal voice.
Okay.
Did you listen to the album?
I did. Okay, but this is like maybe like a few months ago. I remember like the second track had that. And I liked this. I liked this other voice. It was,
See, that's actually my least favorite. One of my least favorite songs on the album.
I didn't think it was good. I thought the song was okay. I remember it wasn't like about typical street shit or something like that.
No, I
What the
can't
fuck
remember
was it
exactly
about? I
what.
can't remember fuck.
First time I was listening to Danny Brown, his voice fucked me up. Like,
Yeah.
no, like his regular voice probably fucked me up even more because I got so used to the high pitchness.
Yeah,
That
right.
when I
it's
started
like-
hearing just a regular voice like this, I was like, who the fuck is this dude on the feature?
Yeah, that's like the first time I listened to Triple X. When I got to songs like fucking Blunts After Blunts,
Right.
it's like there's two voices going on. I thought it was two dudes for like the longest time, like
Right.
the first few listens, and I figured it was actually Danny Brown, and I was super fucking impressed.
Right. That same here. But the thing is, like with hip hop, multiple voices have always existed. Like Biggie's used
He
different
did-
voices.
He did that on Give Me the Loot.
Yeah, but it's like look at Kim. But the thing is, it's like him and Danny Brown kind of don't use too many different voices. As like Kendrick has like a lot of different voices.
Kendrick, yeah, that's one of the things that bugs me about Kendrick actually.
Oh my.
Well,
Yeah,
I love that.
I think one of the things, especially
Sorry.
about Danny though, is like his voice are such an extreme, like from just such an extreme difference because he has a very high
Yes.
one, and like a mid tier which is his regular voice, and a really low one as well.
Yes.
And like it kind of, it kind of just changes depending on what he's talking about and like what the feel of the song is.
It kind of ends of the spectrum on that.
Yeah, I think it's really impressive when he does like the voice switch like mid flow though. Is
Exactly.
like the song 30 is the closing from Triple X.
Mm-hmm.
That
And I
one,
always
that
tell
is
myself
one of the best
that it's
songs
gonna
probably
get
ever.
better. You know who you is to the greatest rapper ever. Love that shit, man.
That's probably one of the greatest songs ever.
That just sounds pretty alright.
I would like that is like the Danny Brown starter song I would recommend.
What's it
'cause
called?
It's called 30. It's the last
he
song
just-
on Triple
like,
X.
He turned
I'll-
30 when he made that. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
But
I'll give it a shot. That actually sounds okay.
but yeah, I know you don't like Danny Brown,
Mm.
But like, if you can get past his voice, I think Atrocity Exhibition is such a deep, fucking like heavy album, just dense of all kinds of shit. Like, because I know you're real into like lyrical rap. I think he does an incredible job with that. It's very conceptual about drug addiction and depression. And like one of the things I really like about him is that he can make an album like that and it doesn't sound like anyone else at all.
Yeah.
Like you take for example the song "Ain't It Funny," which I did not know even was like a depressing song, because it's like such an energetic hype song, and all that kind of shit. And the beat is just like all over the place. And then like when you start paying attention to the lyrics, he's rapping about like exploiting himself and his drug habits for people's entertainment, which is like some really deep stuff. I think lyrically he's one of the best, one of the better ones in the game right now, lyrically.
With Danny Brown, is one of the things why I did listen to him. It's not, for me, it's that I didn't feel his lyricism stood out, not because it wasn't there, just because I feel like his voice overshadowed that lyricism. I feel like I was too busy focused on trying to not be annoyed by the voice that it was hard for me to focus on what he was saying and take what he was saying seriously. And I think that kind of overshadowed his lyricism, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't like him. It's not that he's not lyrical. It's that I don't even remember if he is lyrical, because all I remember is that fucking voice grating into my ears. I think there is a burn-in process for him that if I did get past, I think I might actually be liking him.
So that's one of the things. Well, I mean, just being me, I don't fucking mind weird voices and stuff. I think I just have very high accessibility for just about anything. Yeah. So it didn't bother me at the beginning, but I think that is like one of the things. Shit, I lost my fucking train of thought. But yeah, I think that's one of the things also is that like his lyrics are all sometimes very serious and very like depressing and oftentimes very dark, especially on their newer albums. But he does it in such a way that you don't really get a sense of that. You feel like his voice very often just it's a very nice contrast, I think, to the serious subject matter, and also especially the beats, because he goes out and like seeks out beats that like nobody else would fucking use.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Yeah, he does have a very weird sound.
That's one thing.
I respected that.
Yeah, one of the things I've also noticed that I think he kind of does things the opposite of other rappers, because like, pretty much anyone else, like they've kind of got their they've got their style and they're like their flow. They have like 2 or 3 flows that they use on like most of their stuff, and they'll seek out beats that like fit that. Yeah. I feel like what he does is like seek out beats that are fucking weird and stuff that nobody else is gonna use, and then like he kind of creates a flow for that specific song. Yeah. Because I've noticed like throughout like especially Atrocity Exhibition, you can take every song, it's like a entirely different delivery and different flow, like that's specifically made for that beat.
Well, for me, I feel like once again I'll say like conceptually, doesn't that sound like I feel like that would ruin cohesion in an album? Does it not do that?
No, I don't think so at all. I think it actually adds, like, because he's got such a variety in his voice, but it also has like the same aesthetic to it as well, though. Like you don't ever feel like you're listening to somebody different. Like, well, I mean, you don't feel like you're listening to like a different album at any point, really.
It's weird, but it's Danny Brown.
Except for the song "Get High," which I fucking hate.
Yeah, I mean, like from the sounds of it, I feel like there's a lot I respect about variability. I think you can't have a good album without variability. I think you can't have a great album without variability.
You can have a good album for sure. There's a lot of good artists that are very one-dimensional.
Yeah, but I think.
But yeah, for
classics and for albums that are just phenomenal, you have to have variability. I think, from the sound of it, Danny Brown does that really well. I just don't know is there a line between too little and too much variability? Like, is there a point of familiarity?
For me, no, but he's also a very experimental artist as well, though. He's not He's not really the most accessible guy out there. He doesn't really sound like any other rappers. True. I mean,
speaking of that, when I was on Danny Brown Hardbody, like I was listening to him every fucking day. When I used to like freestyle or just rap, like practice my own shit, I used to like use his voice. I like incorporated that, like his high pitched voice. Yeah. And I can tell, like, if I freestyle, if I use that, people looked at me like, what the fuck am I doing? But, once again, like, if you listen to music and you make music, you're going to be influenced by the music you listen to. Yeah. And I listened to, like, a lot of Danny at one point in my life. So, it was no surprise. I didn't consciously do it. One day I was just listening to myself. I was like, that sounded like some Danny Brown shit. I was like, that's because I listen to Danny Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of, something else that I really like about this last album especially is, it is a very, like lyrically, it tends to be very depressing. It's very about it's about drug addiction, depression, and essentially growing up poor in Detroit and everything like he typically does. But he went really hard with this one. And one of the things I like about it is that like he could have done that and just rapped in his normal voice the whole thing, just got on a bunch of like sad rap beats. But like, what will be the point of that? Because it'd be literally 100 other rappers that already doing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit,
It's like SoundCloud is littered with that kind of shit. And like at this point,
I'm sorry, the SoundCloud is littered with the like the generic little Uzis and shit, like
that shit too.
colored haired people. I'm jugging, finessing. I fucking that bitch,
Yeah.
Another artist that kind of does that, that whole depression or like that kind of depression stuff like that is oddly enough is Future. Like that dude is a fucking drug addict. Like and he talks a lot like I need these fucking drugs, and people are like, yeah, this is lit. This is the good shit.
Yeah, and that's. But I like that about this album though, is that like he really went out his way to make something that's entirely unique and not something that any other rapper could do or would do. Because I mean, also one thing I will say is that his voice is definitely a lot more shrill and a lot more high pitched and stuff on this album than it is on past releases.
Yeah.
But I would say like give Triple X or Old a try.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can never get in Danny Brown, he's just not for you, I guess.
I would give him another attempt because when I gave him an attempt last time, it was like I was brutally rebuffed and like I jumped into it and really tried to force my way through it and was like, God, fuck this, and it's ruined my fuck that. But I think if I gave it another try, kind of knowing more about him, I guess I would give him another shot, know what to look out for, to latch on to the positive aspects, and maybe eventually, at least, if not come to admire, at least come to accept that voice.
Yeah, I would say at least like start with Triple X and work your way up through Old and then Atrocity Exhibition. Because that album, I think, is a lot more accessible. It's not accessible by any means, really.
Yeah.
But like, it's more normal, I guess, and it's not nearly as like serious. It's got like some really stupid joke songs on it and shit.
Dude, I love that fucking album. It's like what's that one bar? He's like on Bruiser. He's like, we're drunk as fuck. We might just jump these niggas. I was like, dude, just everything, man. Just that whole tape, man. It's just fucking classic.
Well, he opens it up fucking referencing Squidward and shit.
I do not remember that.
On the first song, he starts talking about Squidward. Do you not? I don't remember the exact lines, but I know he doesn't. Probably.
I feel like that's what it is, dude. I remember that was a Squidward reference. I just can't remember what it was.
But yeah, I think that Daniel Brown is definitely one of those artists that's definitely not for everyone, considering how like experimental and different he is.
Yeah.
But like, I think that if you can get into him, there's quite a lot to appreciate with his music.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What else you got for us?
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice.
I listen to The Cure, but I do that all the time.
You listen to a lot of The Cure. Like I listen to a lot of The Roots.
Yeah. Not really anything to say in particular about them.
Just that you like them?
Yeah. I mean, I could probably do a podcast on, but I don't want to really get into their music. But yeah, I listen to just various different tracks. I actually went their greatest hits album of theirs that I'm not really the biggest fan of.
Not
because
the
it
greatest
is,
hits in your opinion?
It is literally just the hits.
Nice.
And it leaves out like entire albums. Like Pornography doesn't have a single song on it. Faith doesn't have a single song on it.
These are the B tracks. The album cuts.
It mostly starts with their I think 6th album or so.
Yeah. Because
that's kind of when they got really big. Actually, it's 6th album. The album Head on the Door, which came 1985, I think.
Okay.
Because that's kind of when they actually started having like really big hits. Like they had one or two before that early on.
Yeah.
But like, it really starts there and has like a Forest, which is one of their older hits from 17 Seconds, which is a great song. But like that's like the only song it has from like their first few albums.
Okay.
Which I don't like that it skips over so much material.
Yeah.
But like if as a hits album, it's still good. Like I like all the songs on it.
Well, a hits album is made to get the person into the best of their work, or like at least familiarize them with the artist. If you have a bunch of music from album that's not the best of their work, then what's the point of it?
Yeah, I kind of just wish it was more of like, like an actual hit or just a collection of like
good music, like their best stuff.
Well, I mean, it's not to say there are some really good songs on this one.
Course.
Like there's definitely some of their best stuff on this, but like, I just wish it was one that had more of like a more stuff from like every album,
Yeah.
and like not just the hits. But I guess that's kind of contradicting the title, greatest hits. But
All right. Anything else for you?
No, because I want to talk about the other album when Jonathan gets here next week.
Okay. We can do that. All right.
All right. So Jeff,
What do you want from me first? Games or music?
which one are you gonna talk least on?
Probably music.
Let's start with music.
All right. So for music, I'm listening to 2 albums primarily. Both of them, one just came out, one's super fucking old. Which one you want to hear about?
Are either of them Danny Brown?
No.
I don't want to hear about either of them.
Podcast over, guys. Thanks for listening.
No, I don't care. Just whichever one you want to start with.
All right, we'll with the one that I've kind of have the least to talk about. I just started it really. Big Crit just put out a new album. Forever is a Mighty Long Time, or A Long Way Away. I can't remember the name of it. So this is what I was referencing in terms of a double album. This is a double album by artist Big Crit, who is a Southern rapper. I don't have much familiarity with Big Crit. He was on my favorite album of all time, Undone. He made one of my favorite songs, Make My, and put a phenomenal fucking verse on it.
He was also on One Train.
He was on One Train.
His verse on that was good. It was really good.
Everyone on One Train, even everyone was on One Train. But
Danny Brown was on One Train.
Yeah, I'll just say that.
Everyone's favorite verse was Big Crit, but like between everybody, I can't even pick a verse. Like
They all
Kendrick
did it.
snaps.
Yep.
Dude, like Yellow Wolf snaps. Everybody fucking snapped on that.
One Train's a
That was
hip
a
hop
damn
legend.
good track. In terms of Policy Tracks, it's definitely up there as one of the best.
Yeah, I honestly can't pick anybody and said this is the best person on the track.
I have like leans towards favorites, but no favorites, But yeah, so Big Crit put out a new album, double album. It's an even split album. The first half is Big Crit. It's the Big Crit side of the album. It's all bangers. It's all hits. One song is literally called Subbenstein, which is literally a sub murderer, like a subwoofer murderer. And it's like, it's less conscious, because Big Crit's a fairly conscious artist. It's like less conscious, even though it has like some conscious points to it. It's got some conscious stuff to like Subbenstein's all about car culture and stuff like that. And I've really, I'm not a big bangers guy, not a big hits guy. For me, music's a very personal experience. I fucking really like that first album. Like he does bangers really well. And it's like there's a lot of like Southern references to it. Like he's got a track with T.I. Called Big Bank. He even got CeeLo Green to rap on, which CeeLo Green hasn't rapped in forever. I think the last time he rapped was on Gnarls Barkley's albums.
Is his style generally Southern? Like I've never really heard a song from him, so I don't really know.
It's pretty Southern. It's pretty. From what I've heard of him, which I have given him a few attempts, but never really got too deep into him. So when I say from what I've heard of him, it's kind of it's me picking and choosing from what I've heard. It's generally like kind of louder, kind of more bangerish, but a little more conscious. Generally, usually something you want to ride into a car with, but it's got good messages to it, and it's got Southern. It's in its own way kind of like a Ludacris style a little bit, but also not really. He's Southern. He's Southern as hell, and he even says like country boy. He calls himself a country boy and shit like that in his album, and there's a lot of references to Southern rap. In one of them, he literally takes a flow out of a Scarface song, which Scarface is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Scarface is Southern rap. I'm pretty sure. Fuck, I even read the dude's biography. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Southern rap.
Scarface is from Texas.
Yeah, Scarface is Southern as hell. Southern rap's never been really big for me. Like Ludacris's Word of Mouth was my first album ever.
Hey, but Outkast though, they're Southern rap.
I've never been into Outkast. I've tried. I've tried Aquemini a million times. I've got it on my phone right now because I tried it recently.
I can see they have a very different sound. I can see how it's hard to get into.
Andre 3000 is an artist I should love, and I just never been a fan of him.
What about Stankonia? Did you ever listen to that album?
I've not listened to Stankonia yet.
Oh, that's my favorite of theirs.
I've tried Aquemini. I've tried Atlians, but
I think that's where Killer Mike like debuted on.
Yeah, Killer Mike.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd totally give it a shot because I've heard every
Stankonia is really good in my opinion.
I've heard they're all really. I've heard Outkast doesn't make bad music.
Pretty much. Well, that last album had some down points, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
I haven't heard it. Yeah,
it's alright.
but yeah, I mean, so the first half of the album had like a lot of references to southern culture, southern hip hop, the people who came before him, while also making it kind of conscious, but mostly bangers and really good car tracks, really good track, and they're actually just really good sounding like tracks. Like I listened to a lot of it in my ear, and I plopped that album without even thinking about it. Like it was really, really, really good and really cohesive and really quick sounding and kind of funny, you know. The second half is, I think his real name's Justin Scott. I think it's what it is. It starts off with the second album, which is a conscious kind of for the ears track. It's 11 tracks long with a skit in it, so it's like 10 tracks long, and it's more conscious. And I haven't fully finished that album, but I do like it. He has 3 songs straight about women, from what I can tell, but he's got like songs about like. He's got a song called Mixed Messages, which is like he wants to be safe but fuck the police, and he loves strippers but he doesn't want a sister. He doesn't want a sister to strip. He back and forth. These things, basically the dichotomy between his music and the things he loves, in the culture he's in, while also the desires he wants from life and the things he desires from life, and how those kind of contradict each other. And he's got tracks like that. I think even with the 3 tracks straight with women. I think he does it really good in the sense that he gives different perspectives on women and love and stuff like that. And I think so far, even though I don't know much about the second half of the album, it's really good. And I think as a full cohesive double album, as I said, I don't like long albums. I burned through 3/4 of that album. Like I burned through the first album and then I burned the second half without even noticing I went to the second half.
No, I'm gonna give you the longest albums I can find.
I will kill you. I fucking hate you. Yeah, no, those. Yeah, this is Big Crit. I'd never realized Big Crit. This is a good way to start on Big Crit. I think this is really good.
But is it more important than the 45-track Chris Brown album?
Yes, because Chris Brown is garbage.
I don't see how anyone can say that.
Chris Brown is like a mediocre R&B singer, at best. Like
That's crazy.
In mid 2000s,
Crazy.
Chris Brown was the shit.
Blasphemy.
And then if you go back to it now, it's like, wow, this is definitely mid 2000s. And then you look at his new music and go, wow, this is definitely mid 2000s. And then you're like, wow, Chris Brown's kind of garbage.
Okay, so say even if his music did sound like 2000s, why would that be bad?
It's just mid 2000s is like, well, I think of mid 2000s, I don't think there's like a lot of incredible music that came from mid 2000s. I think a lot of nostalgia. I'm not talking like in general. I'm talking like from what we grew up around.
Are you talking about like rap music specifically?
Rap music specifically.
Because there is.
I don't know much about rap music from mid 2000s. I know that's a lot of like the club culture. A lot of like, got money in the bank, that shit like that.
It's like 50 Cent era.
Yeah, 50 Cent era. There's a lot of party music, a lot of like hype music and stuff like that.
Rock with it.
Yeah,
there was
like,
a lot of one-hit wonders though.
Yeah, like
yes, a lot.
That's kind of what I remember. Is like you don't get a lot of incredible albums, you get a lot of incredible songs from mid 2000s.
But I think it also has kind of its own aesthetic though.
Mm-hmm. You can tell when, that's why I'm saying you can tell when there's a mid 2000 it's like song. You can tell it's got something certain to it. I can't really define it, but it does have something to it.
Yeah.
I don't even think like mid 2000s is a very nostalgic period for me. So I mean I don't even hate that aesthetic by any means. It's just like I feel like as someone who hasn't listened to much Chris Brown,
There it is.
I feel like he hasn't. When I listen to his sound, I go, wow, this really doesn't seem like it's evolved much, especially where R&B's at right now. Where artists are definitely like being like experimental with it and incorporating new sounds into it. I feel like Chris Brown doesn't really do that much, from what I've heard of him. Also, Chris Brown beat the shit out of that girl.
Are you still not over that? Dude, that was like 8 years ago.
Oh, you go. So you knock a bitch out 8 years ago. 8 years ago. That's the time you got to forget about knocking a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all I'm saying is don't ever knock a girl out, Jeff. That's all I'm saying. Because I'll forever bring that shit up. I'll tell you about 30 years from now, you have kids, I'm like, you think your daddy's a shit, don't you? Like, yeah. I'm like, your daddy ain't shit. Why? I'm like, he hit your mother. Gave her a black eye.
I have no current plan to knocking a bitch out, but we'll see where the future takes us.
He probably didn't either, you know.
Yeah, you know.
I don't think any dude has plans to do that. I just honestly think females could just. He might have brought that out of him. He might have already been crazy. No, he says he's crazy. Chris Brown admitted he's crazy.
Yeah, she has.
So combine the craziness with a crazy chick like Rihanna. And no, she's probably not Rihanna. She's probably psychopathic. I say that because she looked like Hakushi's fire. She's probably psychopathic. So that probably brought it out of Chris, and it just was not a good combination.
Definite fire couple, you know, definitely one of those flame couples. Anyways, yeah, Big Crit album. You know,
Chris Brown is amazing. That's all.
Yeah, I would like to check out this album, as I've always wanted to listen to Big Crit more because his verse is always really good.
Yeah.
But I've never given, a project a chance. He's just one of those reps I never got around to.
I understand that. I've tried a couple of those myself, and yeah, like Big Crit was until recently on that list for me. I think this is if someone like me can get into it, I think it's kind of got music for everybody. It's got music for me where it's like I like to listen to like personal music and stuff like that. But it's also got music for like Tyler, who likes more bangers and hits. I think Big Crit delivers on both ends. I think even with the bangers and hits, I think he delivers well for people like me.
But is it experimental?
Oh, I don't know about experimental. Well, you know what? Trash the whole thing. It's garbage. Fuck this album.
I can't fuck with it, man.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck this.
Yeah, you said there was another album though.
The other album, yes, Live at Folsom Prison by Johnny Cash. You don't like it?
I've never heard that album.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion of Johnny Cash is that he's good, but not nearly as good as people say he is.
See, I'm different on that. See, Johnny Cash is, for me, Johnny Cash is like the country music I like. It's like it's like that old kind of, like he's got Hurt, he's got I Still Miss Someone, he's got...
Yeah, Hurt was actually a cover.
Yeah, I know Hurt.
I'm just making sure you know.
No, a lot of his music is actually covers. Like, I read his biography, and he's like, yeah, like even in there, he's like that's how music was done back then. Like people wrote those songs for people,
yeah.
And it's like, do you want to sing this song on your new album? Yes, no, maybe so.
Well, I mean, that was literally a cover of another song.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Like the artist even came out and said, like, yeah, he covered my song. Yeah, I know that.
I'm just making sure you're not one of those assholes.
No, I'm not. No, I think the artist even came out and said like Johnny Cash took over that song when he did Hurt. Like he said like he did that song so well. He covered that song so well that he's like, I don't even consider that my song anymore. Johnny Cash did that song. For me, like Johnny Cash is someone who just at some point I think it's genetics because my dad really likes Johnny Cash and Johnny Cash is the country music I've always liked. He's like for whatever reason he's always connected with me. I think that he does like when at the album Live at Folsom Prison, the tracks he chose are kind of genius. Like he chooses a lot of isolation tracks, a lot of depressing tracks, a lot of songs that cover that are super fucking dark. Like Live at Folsom Prison, like Folsom Prison Blues is a good song. The next one's called Down in the Mines, which is like literally talking about how you just don't see the sunlight and like your blood is black as coal when you're down in the mines and stuff like that. A lot of like really kind of fucked up stuff.
Yeah, it sounds depressing.
It's like super depressing, but like he covers it with a lot of personality in the album. Like it's a live album. I don't really like live albums. I think this is kind of changing my opinion on him because it's like a lot of his personality shows through. He jokes with the audience throughout it. Like I found myself actually kind of chuckling a couple of times with him talking to the audience of prisoners who are like rowdy and excited that a guy is here to sing for him, and like him discussing that with people. And there's a lot of personality in that album. And for me, as I said, like this is my kind of sound when it comes to country. I think that he does I think that this is primo Johnny Cash for me. I really, really, really like this album. It's probably the only country album I've really heard, even though I haven't really looked that hard into it. This is one I've heard that I've had on repeat for the past past 2 weeks, honestly.
That sounds good.
Yeah, he's got like he goes from he goes from like super dark to funny, like kind of lighthearted tracks. Like he's got like I said, Folsom Prison Blues, where he's talking about like he's like time keeps dragging on, and he's like I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die, And then then like a few tracks later, like fairly later into the album, he's got a song called "Egg Sucking Dog." You know, where he's talking about like there's a dog that just like still suck on eggs that he has, and he's like about to kill the damn dog because it won't stop scaring his chickens.
Nice.
And shit. But that's a lot. I've been listening to Live at Folsom Prison. I fucking really like Johnny Cash, and I fucking really like that album. I think if you're gonna try and get into country music, especially old country music, that's a way to go. I'm not. This doesn't mean I'm gonna start going into super country, but I think this is like a.
You're gonna turn redneck on us.
Yeah. Next time, let me tell y'all about Taylor Swift's new album. Yeah. I don't like it. It's not country enough. Where's the teardrops on my guitar?
Man, there's one country album I do like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a comedy country album, so that's why.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did try to get a little deeper into country and listen to Willie Nelson's Phases and Stages, which is about it's like half the album's about divorce, and the first half of the album from the woman's perspective, and the second half of the album from the man's perspective about divorce. I got a little bit into it. I think I like how he connects that concept really well. He really sticks to landing on the concept. It's just I don't like how it sounds really. I don't like the musicality of it. But that's really all I've been listening to.
All right. I think we should take our next break.
Okay.
We're at an hour and 25 minutes.
Okay. Take a break. We'll come back. I'll talk about games, and we'll go to the news.
So, welcome back to What's a Noisecast. We're back from our break, and we're going to talk to Jeff about his video games that he played over the last 2 weeks.
Hello.
So, what did you play?
Two things, honestly. I don't have too much. I actually have a big thing, which do you want the big thing or do you want the small thing?
Give us a small thing first so we can get through that.
I picked up Prey.
How is Prey?
Prey is fucking terrifying, Scott.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
So basically the reason Prey is terrifying is okay, so do you like BioShock? Do you ever play BioShock?
Nope.
Okay.
I have BioShock, but I never played it.
BioShock's pretty goddamn good, Scott. BioShock, it's like BioShock without like the kind of hammed-in philosophy of Ayn Rand and stuff like that. Atlas Shrugged. It's BioShock without that. You have powers. It's like you're in a giant open space station where you're basically alone in a giant space station, isolated. You're a character who has no memory, like BioShock. You have no memory of anything. They actually give like a good context for why that is. You have no memory, all this stuff, and you're in this giant open thing surrounded by aliens. And the only thing you know about the aliens is that there's these kind of black, horrifying creatures that are taking over people's bodies and shit like that. The reason this game is terrifying is because of one particular creature. There's a creature called a nightmare that I have yet to encounter. I'm only about 5 hours into the game, which apparently I'm really far for 5 hours into the game. The creatures are called mimics. So,
I've heard of mimics.
fuck the mimics. Because what mimics do is you'll see them, right? What mimics do is they transform into different items in the environment. So if there's like a can or like a file or a trash can or something like that, the mimic will transform into that and sit there or turn into a chair. If you get close to it, the mimic you'll hear like a giant noise, and the mimic will basically fucking just attack you, and it'll scare the shit out of you. It's basically a million jump scares, but natural jump scares, so you never know. And like if you lose track of the mimic, it will literally just run away in the environment and turn into something else. And so, fuck the mimics, okay? Just fuck them. Just fuck. I have surround sound headphones for my computer. I'm playing on a computer. Fuck the mimics.
So is this like this is not like a remake of the old Prey, is it?
No, completely off. You are in the old Prey. You are Indian guy.
Because I vaguely remember that game.
Oh, God, I beat it so many years ago. It's like you're an Indian dude named Tommy, abducted by these weird alien creatures. It's a complete reboot. It's like there's nothing to do with anything. You're an Asian man. You're in the future. You're not like in the first one. You were just an Indian guy in modern day, in like a bar/casino. I remember there's a slot machine or something like that. And basically, aliens come out of nowhere, abducted you, and you were in a spaceship. This one is like basically you are in space because America basically America has made evolution to where you living in space on a space station is viable, and you are in there.
Yeah, it's weird that they called it Prey.
I don't know why they
Especially
did that.
considering that there's only one other Prey. I don't think there was a Prey 2, was there?
No, there was. It was in development at
So-
some point, and then they canceled it because it wasn't panning out well.
Yeah,
And
that's really strange.
I don't know who the hell wanted another Prey, because I actually liked Prey, and I didn't even want another Prey. I didn't give I liked it and didn't give a fuck about Prey. And I mean, the name's added. The name's the name fits. Whatever. Like, you're being hunted. There's creatures called nightmares that fucking murder you and stuff like that. But I don't know why they called it Prey. It's not like there's like a lot of brand love for that game. Even when it came out, it was kind of mediocrely received.
Yeah.
And that was a launch game. So
You know,
I actually liked it though.
The weird thing is, I had a dream like years ago that I played a game called Prey, and it was not either of those games. It was like a completely original game in my dreams. I don't remember what it was about, but it had a very cool aesthetic.
Nice. This has a pretty cool aesthetic. It's basic sci-fi horror, but it's a really well realized spaceship.
This one kind of had the aesthetic of The Matrix in my dream.
I would prefer to play that game, even though I actually like Prey. I like this game a lot. I would like to play a Matrix Prey.
But yeah, let's move on to the other game.
Well-
Unless you have any more to say about this.
Only thing I really gotta say is I think that how BioShock is really good about like powers and stuff like that. Prey has like a really cool balance for the power system. So like the power system, like it's kind of like Deus Ex in the way where you can approach anything you want how you want, like pick up a vending machine and there's a grate behind it and you can hack the grate and go around and find a secret way into the room. That's human bios, like that's like human upgrades. There are alien upgrades you can take, and the more alien upgrades you take, the more hostile the spaceship is towards you because of how much alien you are. So I can now shoot laser beams, but now turrets attack me because they're like, oh, you're an alien, fuck you, and they shoot me because I'm a human, but I have like alien genetics in me now. So the spaceship is basically hostile towards me. Things that used to heal me for free, fuck you, they hate me. They shoot fire at me. Piece of shit.
All right.
But it's super cool. That game's super cool. I plan on trying to beat it if I can before we do another podcast, and when that I'll talk more in depth on it because I'm only 5 hours into it. But so we'll move on to the next big thing. Super Mario Odyssey.
It's a big game.
That's a big fucking game.
Probably one of the biggest releases of the year.
I would say yes. That's
So tell us about Mario Odyssey.
the latest and greatest Mario game is the latest and greatest Mario game.
Can Mario go wrong?
They have gone wrong.
Yes.
When?
Super Mario Land.
There's Super Mario Land.
Super
yes.
Mario 3D World.
Depending on who. 3D World's okay.
I played that before.
I think it's disappointing.
It's alright, I guess.
Like, yeah, it's an okay game,
Yeah.
but like compared to the 3 games that came before it, it's
Mhm.
kind of boring and flat and uncreative.
Yeah, a lot of people really like 3D World. I like 3D Land a lot. I didn't like 3D World that much.
Well, the problem is 3D World is basically just 3D Land stretched onto a Wii U game,
yeah, bigger.
which was kind of my problem with it. It was just not a very interesting game in my opinion.
And it was a game obviously made for multiple players. Like
Yeah.
they were very wide worlds that was like with a lot of empty space that you really couldn't utilize as a single player, which is how I played that game.
Yeah, it also came out at the time when they were doing new Super Mario Bros. Every fucking year.
Oh my god.
And those were just atrociously
Just bland.
like none of them were like outright bad.
Yeah.
They were just boring. Like the first time was kind of cool.
The first one was I love the first one.
Because it was like going back to also, and then they just kept on making them.
I had to force
And-
my way through the second one.
I did not play the second one,
About the one for 3DS, I played through it, and it was just like,
and they gave Luigi one for some reason. It was the exact same game.
yeah, except like I think harder or something like that. I don't even know. Anyways, yeah, Mario's had missteps, not exactly like egregious fucking
Not the
falling down
worst.
the pits.
Well, Hotel Mario was pretty bad,
But
but that
like-
was also their
Yeah,
only
third party.
the only like horrible game I think that they made was Mario Clash, which was the Virtual Boy one.
yeah, and that was
And like some of the sports games were pretty not good.
yeah, but and I think in terms of like main core Mario games,
Yeah, there hasn't really been a lot of terrible ones.
yeah, yeah, like I think there've been not great ones, but even them are still pretty playable. Whatever. Super Mario Odyssey. God, that's a big game. That's a big game. So I guess the best way to compare Super Mario Odyssey, gets kind of turns people to understand, is Mario 64, the sequel. Like, I'll say that because you can tell it definitely cribs a lot of what Mario 64 was. There is no hub world, like there is no Peach's Castle, but what there is so it's basically world by world by world by world, and basically it's like how Super Mario 64 had like these kind of big open worlds with 7 objectives on them. How this game treats that is it's these huge like vignettes, like basically open world vignettes in its own way, not like open world as in GTA, but like big levels, big levels with like 60 objectives. So
Nice.
yeah, so one of the things about Legend of Zelda I didn't like Breath of the Wild was that this game pushed you through a bunch of shit and would give you like it would be hours on hours of work to find like 1/4 of an upgrade. Okay, so like one time on Legend of Zelda, I climbed my way all the way to the highest mountain in the game, found a dragon, killed the dragon, had to glide my way across the world while fighting the dragon, killed the dragon as a secret boss, and then landed and got 1/4 of an upgrade. That's what I got for it. So it was like a lot of work for that small thing. It was a really cool experience. It was just you didn't really get rewarded that well for it. Mario Odyssey takes the opposite of that philosophy and just basically rewards you constantly for everything you fucking do. You found a secret hole, get a moon. You found a secret hole, get a moon, which is a star. You get a moon. You get a moon. You get like so many moons. You unlock a new costume. The new costume is like, okay, now Mario's dressed in a fedora and a business suit, or now Mario's dressed like fucking Luigi or Waluigi.
Nice.
And there's a lot of like really cool Easter eggs in this game, a lot of really cool secret shit. And there's constant callbacks to old Mario games. I've seen some for Mario World. There's even one for Super Mario 2. They make a joke about it. It's like, oh look, this feels like it was all a dream, and that's how Mario 2 ended. I was like, oh, don't bullshit me on this. And then it was like, but it wasn't. Ha 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 ha. And I was like, no.
We need a new game in the style of Mario 2.
I would love
I'll
a new
just say,
game.
They're never gonna do it.
No.
But we fucking need that.
It's so cool. Like, holy
I
shit.
love Mario 2. It's one of my favorite Mario games.
Yeah.
Ironically, it's the one Nintendo didn't make.
Yeah, it was made off another game, actually. Like, they stole from another game to design completely. Like, there's a lot of... As I said, there's even, like, literally a Super Mario 64, like, huge reference. Like, a bunch of huge references. To the point, like... Small ones, like there are rabbits in each level, how there was in Mario 64, that you could catch and get a moon from.
Yeah.
And then there's like big thing at the end. I don't really want to spoil because it was super cool when I found it. Yeah, I'm telling it to you after the podcast, but it was super cool. A lot of references like that. You can tell it's cribbing off that stuff, but there's a lot of reference to the first Mario. Like you can go into warp pipes and it goes 2D.
Yeah, those look really cool.
Yeah, it's like Mario goes 2D with the outfit you have on, and you're running like that way. That's super fucking cool. You unlock secret worlds by getting enough moons. So when you like beat the game, it's like you need this many more moons before you can unlock the secret level. And you unlock the secret level, and it's like, and then you get like this whole another part of the game. And I'm currently sitting at like 300 something. It's like 600 moons. I need like 180 more, 175 more before I get my next secret. But while I'm getting those moons, I'm getting more costumes and more things, and like they're not super hard to find by any means. The game is constantly rewarding you for doing cool shit, and the game's constantly giving you cool shit to do.
That's nice. If I can say something, I haven't played it really. I mean, I played a little bit of it at your place, but
Yeah.
And like we kind of already mentioned this with 3D World, but like the thing that I really like that they did is they went back to the open world Mario.
Yes.
64 and Sunshine, they had that. Galaxy kind of did.
Yeah.
It was a little more linear though. But I mean, I kind of already explained why I didn't like 3D World. I'm just glad they didn't do something like that again because that would be really disappointing. I'm glad that they went to like the full-on open world exploration.
Yeah.
And didn't just make like kind of a basic Mario game to sell the console.
Yeah, like each world feels like you're accessing a whole new world. Like it really feels like they've got like some cool unique worlds to it. Like they've got like a ghost kingdom and like a cool ghost kingdom and like a kingdom based all around candy and shit. And they have like these weird cool bosses like it's some like you've seen the dinosaur. And you could take over dinosaurs and like real creatures in like our world, like humans are in our world, are in their game now. And
yeah, it's fucking weird.
It makes like a weird art contrast because like you have like, oh look, here's a Koopa, and oh look, here's a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, it reminds me of fucking planes.
Fucking planes.
It reminds me of Gumball a little bit, like when you see like the T-Rex in there and shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like different art styles can be. Shit, there was something else I was gonna say, but I don't remember what it was.
I'll say this game does a really good job of being the hardest Mario game I can remember because Mario 3D World I remember was kind of stupid fucking easy. And I remember Mario 3D Land, even though everyone said the second half of that game was super hard, I found the game kind of stupid fucking easy. I had like all the coins without a problem. This game, there's no like real death penalty. Like when you die, you lose 10 coins. Because if there was like a live penalty, you'd never beat the fucking game. Because that game's fucking impossible sometimes.
Yeah. Wasn't this? Someone told me it was made by the same team that worked on Sunshine, or like a lot of the same people.
I think
you
so.
Heard that?
I think so.
That's really cool because Sunshine.
Yeah.
That's my shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see. It's kind of weird though because I don't. That's kind of the one game I haven't seen really referenced. Like I've seen everything from Mario 3 to Mario World, like Mario World to 64, fucking referenced in this game. Mario 2, I haven't seen Sunshine reference that at all.
Yeah. The more I think about it, the more it kind of feels like a successor to that one as well. Because that one you had Flood, and this one you had the Cap.
Yes.
So it seems very much kind of the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, it also just reminds me a lot of it. It's like the worlds, because the worlds are all like
super big, and Sunshine had Sunshine was kind of the same way. Where
Sunshine
was like
you were on the islands and stuff.
Yeah.
It just kind of reminds me of it more than it does any other game.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think this game is super cool. Like, I think this game this game has like for every Mario fan, really, honestly, like anyone who's enjoyed a Mario game in the past, I feel like this game has it. People who want that game hard, if you beat the game, it opens up more things for you that are super hard, and like things that like I put in that game where like it was challenging, but like not the challenges themselves weren't challenging. The platform was where the challenge was. And, like, the challenges themselves, like, oh, that's all I gotta do. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. It's just getting to that point. Getting from A to B is hard. When they open up a new part of that game, where it was, like, super fucking difficult, there are things I got to and, like, busted my head against, like, a good, like, 20 minutes. I'm like, fuck this. I can't do this. I'll come back to this when I'm better at this game. It's got everything for everybody.
But is it the best game on the Switch?
I don't know, man. Zelda was pretty fucking decent. It was a bad Zelda game, but it was a great fucking game.
What?
Yeah, in terms of like.
I did not know you consider that a bad Zelda game.
It's like in terms of like Zelda games where it's like the dungeon format and all that stuff and Ganondorf. No, there's none of that in Zelda. Like Zelda's like the best parts of the dungeons where it's like the puzzles of like, oh, I feel smart for doing this in this fucking part, but there is no like there's like 4 dungeons but they're not really dungeons. It's like you could call that a bad Zelda game and an incredible game because that Legend of Zelda is fucking good ass game. But I'll say like Mario World, like Mario Odyssey, like it's the story, which there's very little story.
Does Bowser kidnap Peach?
Yes.
Hey.
Holy shit! Spoilers.
Wow, the first time.
Yeah, spoilers, motherfucker. There's a lot of really cool moments in that story. There was like a cool moment where I sat there and went, "There's no fucking way this is happening," and then there's a fucking way that's happening. It was dope as hell. That game, like also the story. I would say like my 2 cents. What you should do with that game is get the game and plow through the story. Don't do any of the extra stuff. Don't do that stuff because the aftermath of that game is awesome, and they unlock a lot of shit for you to do afterwards, and a lot of things for you to do. Beating that game basically unlocks a fuckload of that game, and I beat the story mode like 7 hours. It's not that hard. It's super quick if you just run from A to B.
All right.
Mario Odyssey. It's
probably one of the biggest games that came out this year.
Probably one of the biggest games. Probably one of the best Mario games.
Actually, it probably is the biggest game this year, considering Mario is one of the biggest franchises.
I would say it's between that and Zelda.
I just mean in like terms of like, I don't mean as much popularity, but in terms of like actual gaming, like
Yeah.
Mario's probably obviously the biggest franchise of all time.
Yeah, Mario's pretty fucking huge. Yeah, I mean, this is the tightest Mario's. This is the best Mario's ever felt. The best. For my money, I think this might be. This is definitely my favorite 3D Mario game. In terms of my favorite Mario game of all time. We'll see how that goes, but I think this is. If it's not my favorite one, it's probably my second favorite one.
It's good.
But that's. I'm gonna continue playing that as I am with Prey. I'll talk more about it if I feel it's necessary. So we're gonna go ahead and end that. Let's go into news.
All right. So we want to start us off.
What's the noise?
All right. Let's do this like we did before. Let's do video game news first. Just go around, and then we'll move into music news.
Okay. I actually have some good game news. I'm gonna assume you don't.
Nope.
All right, cool. All right, for our news section, Sony had a conference. It was like Paris Games Week or something like that, and Sony ended up doing a lot of shit. They announced, most notably for me, they announced like 3 big games for me. The guys who made Infamous are making a new game about samurais, an open world samurai game or something like that.
Sounds cool.
It sounds. It looks. I haven't watched any trailers for anything, but like I saw some screenshots and saw like the concept of it, and it looks really cool. They announced Guacamelee 2, which Guacamelee, if you don't really know what the hell Guacamelee is, it's like a 2D Metroidvania Mexican platformer. It's like I beat it on Xbox One, and that game is pretty good. Kind of brutally difficult at some point, but that game is pretty goddamn good. It's really fun, really cool combat. And I was surprised they're making a second one. I never actually saw this. It was an indie game, kind of when indie games were really getting big, and it's starting to get. I was surprised they're making a second one, especially this late in the game. They announced Spelunky 2, and Spelunky is heralded as one of the best games of all time. I don't like it. I haven't really given it. I played the Xbox version.
I have not played it.
They had it free for Xbox 360 at one point, and I played it, and I don't like that game that much because it's super fucking hard. Maybe if I give it, I think it'd be a really good portable game. Like if I had it for the Vita, which they have it for Vita, I think that's the best way to play it. But for like a 360 sit down, let's play the shit out of this game. Fuck that game. Fuck that game across the board. So yeah, I'm interested. They showed some God of War gameplay, which continues to look goddamn phenomenal. It was like a minute thing where he's just kind of beating the shit out of people, slice them in half, throwing axes at things.
I mean, that's what Kratos does.
Kratos is a pretty mean guy sometimes.
You mean all the time?
A couple times. He has his moments. And kind of the biggest thing they did was they showed The Last of Us 2. They put out a new trailer for it. And there was actually like a good amount of controversy around it for the brutality of it. I actually watched the trailer today for the first time, and yeah, it's pretty brutal. I don't think it's brutal enough to be pissed about. Like, at some point, they pin a girl down and take a hammer to her arm repeatedly, and like I think you see like some of the bone sticking out and shit. And like they put a knife to a woman's stomach and tell her she's full of sin, and they're hanging her throughout the whole trailer. Like she's hanging by a noose trying to survive, and it's stuff like that. Someone shoots an arrow at someone and it like literally penetrates through their mouth and comes out the other side of their mouth and like through the brain. It's pretty fucking violent. That being said, it's not. In like 2012 or 2013, whenever they showed the God of War Ascension trailer, the first gameplay trailer. Literally one of the first things they did is they literally pulled the brain out of an elephant. Like he fights his mega elephant and literally cuts his head open where the brain pops out.
How did your girlfriend feel about that one? 'Cause she loves elephants.
She was in the room while I was playing the game for the first time. I was playing God of War Ascension because I bought it kind of late in the game, like 2014. I bought it. The Platinum did, but she was in the room while I was doing that. She was like, "Oh look, an elephant!" And then I did the animation, ripped his brain out. She was like, "What the fuck?" And I was just like, I love this game.
What if she broke up with you because of that?
Would have been worth it.
That would be pretty funny.
Actually, no, it was actually it was an okay. We got a war game. It's not worth losing my relationship over. But, I mean, yeah, like, The Last of Us is a pretty brutal ass world. I don't know if anyone's ever played The Last of Us here. Yeah, you didn't have a PS3. The Last of Us is pretty fucking brutal. Like, the whole point of The Last of Us is you're in the apocalypse, and like the post-apocalypse where you kind of have to murder things terribly. And like the death animation for the main character, when you play as like the 13-year-old girl, when you get attacked by what they call clickers, which is a thing of fungus sticking out of the face, when you get attacked by it, the death animation is the clicker literally biting into your neck and pulling away, and you see tendons from your neck pulling out, and like them screaming and blood squirting out and everything. That was the death animation for the first one when you're a 13-year-old girl. And so people were like bitching and moaning about how violent this new trailer was. They didn't play The Last of Us 1 because that game's pretty goddamn violent. Also, I don't think it's that big a deal. It's a video game, you know. These people look pretty goddamn real and pretty, really impressive in terms of the graphics, but whatever, you know. It's
all right.
Yeah, but a lot of exciting things came out of it. More games were announced. I didn't really look too deep into them though. Nothing I really recognized. Nothing I really that really caught my attention. But I could probably look deeper into it. Maybe I get more excited. The other video game news is for me is they had BlizzCon. And
how was that?
I don't much give a shit about Blizzard, honestly.
Me either.
I've played Overwatch. Not a big Overwatch fan. It's okay. It's pretty good.
Alright.
It's fun when you want it to be. They added a new character to it. She's a DPS healer. The biggest news for it is they are announcing Vanilla WoW.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, you can go back and play Vanilla WoW servers and play the game World of Warcraft back when it first started.
If only I liked WoW.
Yeah, So I don't get the point of this. I know there was.
I totally get the point of it. Like, there are a lot of people who want to go back to like the oldest version. It's like the people, you know, when you want to play RuneScape. Like, do you honestly want to play the new RuneScape, or do you want to play the 2005 RuneScape?
Yeah. My childhood is 2005 RuneScape.
Or like, do you want to play Infinite Warfare Call of Duty, or do you want to play Modern Warfare Call of Duty?
I can see that point.
Modern Warfare 2.
Yes.
I can see that point definitely, but I think like they have added a lot of smart shit to New WoW, and there actually was a point. There actually was controversy, like I think a year or two ago, where like people were running their own independent servers of Vanilla WoW, and they basically said shut this shit down and shut it down. This actually gives context of why they did that, but they basically just said, "Fuck you, shut this down."
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like they're discontinuing the other ones. Like, people are able to play both ones if they want to, and kind of take your pick as to which one you prefer.
Yeah, like the next news to that is they announced an expansion to World of Warcraft. So they announced the WoW expansion, and they announced the Vanilla WoW. And you know, like, as someone who has never played WoW, really, I played like a couple hours of it. Never been a big fan of it. I think I would be interested in seeing the contrast of what Vanilla WoW is compared to New WoW.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, because there are things in Vanilla WoW you can't go to, like islands that you can't go to because they had like a cataclysm, like in WoW Cataclysm or whatever. Like the point of Cataclysm, like some ancient dragon rose up or some shit like that and completely nuked the world and changed all the land masses, which completely changed the landscape of WoW. So there's the world of Vanilla WoW and the world of New WoW is completely fucking different. So I mean, there was that. You know, they had the new star. Oh, and then I guess the only big thing that I give a shit about that came out was they're making StarCraft 2 free.
That's cool.
StarCraft is a game I've always wanted to play. I've never been a big RTS guy. I played End War, which is an Xbox 360 game you could have, where you have like a mic on and you had to shout your commands into the mic like you were a commander. And that game was kind of fucked up.
Yeah, so we need Jonathan here. He's real big on RTS games and strategy games.
Then he might be super excited about this because I've had.
He probably is. He liked Halo Wars, so.
Oh God.
That.
The fuck. StarCraft 2. StarCraft. I've had StarCraft installed on my computer since I bought my goddamn computer. And it's always been one of those games I want to play. And I've actually heard it holds up really well. And StarCraft 2 is actually kind of like the big thing before like Dota and stuff. It was like the big esports, you know what I mean? It was the thing of esports that kind of funded Korea, like South Korea. Like they did a lot of that shit. Nice. So I mean, they're announcing the campaign for free. The online is I think the online is free to an extent. I don't think it's fully free. Also, if you want to go online to StarCraft 2, you're a fucking psychopath. Because that game's been out since like 2009, and people have gotten pretty good at StarCraft 2.
Probably.
So if you go in StarCraft 2 online, you're probably just gonna get your face like ripped. So I mean, that's kind of the big news. Like I'm gonna download StarCraft 2. I need to beat StarCraft 1 because I fucking wanted to play it, but it's also like 40 hours of a fucking old ass game, which can be good. They're good old ass games. Turns out, the NES has some good ones.
Any other game news?
The last big thing is Sony just announced. I just saw this last night that Sony announced that you can now trade your trophies for cash.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not much cash by any means. I actually have an article pulled up here by Kotaku that did the math for it. That did the math for it and stuff like that. Yeah, you can now like as someone who has like level 16 in trophies, which is actually decently high. This is actually really cool. Like now your trophies mean something. There's a reason to achievement hoard now. So the conversion rate is pretty simple. 100 silver trophies, which is the second tier trophy. There's bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Silver, there's nothing for bronze because bronze is super easy to get. You started the game, you get a bronze trophy. Fuck that. 100 silver trophies are for 100 points. That's 1 point per trophy. It's a 1,000 points for $10. So I assume like 100 points for $1. This all goes straight to your PSN wallet. 25 gold trophies for 250 points, or 10 points per trophy. And then there's 10 platinum trophies for 1,000 or 100 points per trophy. So people I've seen some people be like, "Yay, I have $10 on my PSN account now." Yay! I mean, this is cool,
Yeah, like when I remember first getting Xbox Live, I thought Gamerscore would like let you use in the store or something.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of Gamerscore and realized it wasn't shit.
Yeah.
And I stopped getting Gamerscore because I thought it was stupid.
I did the exact same thing except for stopping getting Gamerscore. Because, like, I started my Xbox Live subscription. I was like, my mom was like, "Do you need to get anything else while we're at GameStop?" I was like, "Nah, fuck that. I'll just use my 1,000 Gamerscore I got from, like, Gears of War and Kung Fu Panda to fucking download the new Halo map." And then went on there, I was like, this means nothing.
Yeah, it is not currency.
Yeah.
It's kind of worthless
So
in a lot of ways. Well, it's bragging, I guess.
That's what I ended up doing it for. I ended up getting I'm at like 85 to 90,000 gamer score right now. Now I started off doing it for bragging, and then I got way higher than everybody, and then I started doing it because I feel like good achievements are like they show you parts of the game you normally wouldn't go for. Like they show you where the Easter eggs are, and they direct you towards certain things. They're playing in different styles. Like you won the whole game without using. Like if there's like different fighting types, you won the whole game using an offensive fighting type, which made you think differently, which made you fight differently, made you play differently compared to just being all out aggressive and winning the game like that. Good achievements let you do that. I feel like there aren't good achievements anymore. People don't do achievements that much. Microsoft kind of fucked their own game when they put 5,000 achievements in Halo Master Chief Collection. So, fuck it, right?
All right. Any other game news from you?
No, nothing much.
Right.
I mean, it was actually a pretty good big name, pretty big couple weeks for gaming, but a lot of things to look forward to.
Tyler, do you have any gaming news you want to share?
Bring back Jet Set Radio. That is all.
You should do.
I agree.
That is all.
That'd be cool. All right. I got a couple things I can probably talk about. So original Xbox backwards compatibility is now live on Xbox One.
Yes.
There are 13 games. I can read them off really quick. I'm just gonna shotgun through these. I don't want to stop for discussion on each one. You have Black, Blood Rain 2, Crimson Skies,
I've heard that's really good.
Dead to Rights, Ninja Gaiden Black,
I have
Fusion Frenzy, Grabbed by the Ghoulies, which is also on the rare replay. Interesting.
Yeah.
The King of Fighters Neo Wave, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, Psychonauts, Red Faction 2, Sid Meier's Pirates, and Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. And you can actually buy them on the Xbox store rather than having to buy them separately. I think they typically go for a flat rate of $10.
Yeah, $10 a pop.
Except for Sid Meier's Pirates, was just $15 for some reason.
Jesus Christ, what?
Yeah, I'm not paying that.
Yeah, I started up the Ninja Gaiden Black. It looks really good, actually.
They also got a graphical overhaul, which I should mention, which is really cool.
I mean, yeah, and they played really well. The emulation was really well. The whole thing was really cool. Like I looked into buying a couple other Xbox games. I've got just too many games I gotta play right now. But for people who like me who didn't play much Xbox, that's really convenient. I think that's cool.
It is cool.
Yes.
Some other news is that Sonic Forces, the new Sonic game, has leaked the entire gameplay. Well, most of the game I think is out there now. So anyone who wants to see that can. There was a store in New York that decided to start selling it the same day Mario Odyssey came out, because why wouldn't you?
Why not?
There was one guy that was live streaming. He live streamed over an hour of the game, like the first day. And yeah, so if you want to check out the Sonic Forces gameplay before you buy it, it's out there.
You know, I've heard it's okay. I haven't heard much about it, but from what I have heard, I've heard it's okay.
I think it kind of depends on who you ask, because
Yeah.
Sonic is one of those things that there are people who will either defend the shit out of it or they will trash the shit out of it completely. In both of those, they will do it blindly as hell without even playing the game.
Fuck Sonic.
That is very correct.
For my personal opinion, I think it looks like a pretty decent game. Yeah, I'll probably pick it up in a few weeks, unless it gets like really horrible reviews, which I don't see happening. They did do one review has come out and gave it a 35 out of 40.
That's not bad.
Well, it's also from Famitsu, which is not a great thing, because they also gave Sonic 06 a 30 out of 40.
Oh shit.
And then some other guy reviewed it on like his YouTube channel and gave it a 9 out of 10. So I guess he's a little more credible. But yeah, from what I've heard from people that have played it, it seems to be going over pretty well. Like essentially, people are saying it's basically like it's a Sonic game that's like good but not great, which is how they've pretty much always been in 3D, except for like maybe the adventure games. But yeah, I am excited to play that game and check it out, and I've not super high hopes for it, but I think it'll be decent.
It's been a good year for Sonic. Like Sonic Mania came out and
Mania was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that game blew the fucking world up when that game came out. And I don't even like Sonic that much, and that game blew the fucking world up. I had it for the Switch. I like it. It's pretty cool, and I would love to see a new 3D Sonic game, a really good 3D Sonic game.
That would be cool.
I love Sonic Generations. It's pretty good.
So that's all I have for video game news. Before we get into music, I have to pee extremely bad, so I'm gonna take a 1-minute break here.
Fricka piss. And we're back from less than a minute, probably even shorter from you guys somehow.
Yeah, it's instant.
Anyways, we're back to What's the Noise. We're about to talk about the music news and wrap this bitch up.
That's Jeff. You got any music news?
I actually don't have any music news this week.
Great.
It's great. Yeah, I know you had. I know you had some. I don't know. I looked for some a little bit, but I couldn't find much. Nothing too big. Oh, the big thing I had was something I actually saw before I came in here. P Diddy has changed his name.
Hasn't he changed it like 3 times already?
P Diddy has changed his name again.
What is it now?
Take a guess.
I'm not gonna guess.
Diddy?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's already did that like years ago.
that's really disappointing.
He changed. No, that's not Diddy. No.
Diddy Kong.
Oh, that'd be so dope. What are you doing, Diddy? Fucking Christ.
He'll probably get a lawsuit
Yeah.
if he did
You
that.
got a good point.
It's P fucking Diddy. He can pay that lawsuit.
Yeah.
Good point.
P Diddy has changed, and like he came out like in a video and like basically said it was like all love and shit, and he was like yeah, you know, he's like I'm not gonna respond to Puff Daddy, I'm not gonna respond to P Diddy, I'm not gonna respond to Diddy, I'm not gonna respond to any of that shit. The only thing I'm responding to is brother love.
That fucking sucks.
Brother love.
Or
That just sounds really generic to me.
or he'll change, or he'll respond to love.
I'm not calling no grown ass man love.
Yeah, I'm not okay with this one.
Yeah,
Like, I always thought P Diddy was kind of stupid, but this is much worse.
yeah. I don't know what the fuck P Diddy's doing because you know
He's not the best at names.
no, apparently not. Like
I wonder what his kids are named.
oh, I don't even want to know about that. Shit, I don't want to know what the fuck his kids are called. Yeah, I mean P Diddy's. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much to say other than that's a fucking stupid name. Yeah, you know, like brother love. That's or you know what? We'll just call him Love. So Love, the guy who helped out Biggie Smalls on Ready to Die.
The guy Biggie Smalls made famous.
Yeah.
The guy who killed Biggie. Oh shit.
Oh, that was Suge.
Suge Knight?
Yeah.
Oh, what if he killed Pac? Oh.
Well, Suge Knight's in jail and can't hurt us anymore, so we're safe, guys.
At least you think.
Until he gets out. He's gonna find this podcast.
I ain't scared of you, Suge Knight, you old ass man.
He probably could choke you out like.
Got some pit bull on me or some shit like that.
like not like come behind and choke you out. I mean like from the front,
just walk
grab
up
your
and fucking
throat
choke
and pull you up like he's a super villain and just choke you.
He would just walk up in like a crowded place, just doesn't even give a fuck, just grab you by the throat, just knocks you out immediately.
He
just
did
walks
kill
away.
2 dudes on a fucking film set. So I mean,
And Tupac.
and,
Oh.
and he gave Eazy AIDS, and he killed Biggie Smalls. Suge Knight is probably the most influential man in hip hop by being the realest man in hip hop.
Right?
Does killing somebody make somebody real?
I don't know.
No.
Ted Bundy's like the realest dude ever.
That is true. Ted Bundy's the best rapper of all time. Fight me on it.
Ted Bundy wouldn't be a terrible rap name if you want to go for that horrorcore shock style.
That wouldn't be that bad, actually. Yeah,
I'm not doing it, but somebody could.
ICP could do it.
Yeah. So any other music?
That's all I got for
Anything, Tyler?
There were reports. Now it's always allegedly with these reports, but the reports were that Drake fucked The Weeknd's ex chick,
Oh.
and if those reports are true, reportedly, you know, The Weeknd was upset, and Drake just did not give a fuck. So.
Yeah, Drake has a habit of this. Drake fucked Lil Wayne's girl.
Dude, Drake has gone savage lately.
He really
Like, he is not the old
Like,
guy, like the fucking Drake jokes guy that he used to be.
I
He's
mean,
not the soft.
You know how I think that is? I think because he grew up the way how he grew up, and then everybody perceived him as soft. As, he might not have had all the bitches before he got famous. He might have. You know, I don't know. But then, like, he got famous. Then, you know, he started, like, getting better at rapping. Then he hit, like, a peak. And then all the bitches wanted him. He's like, I can have any bitch I want. Like, he can open up a magazine and he could be like, I want that bitch. And they just get his agent. He's like, hey, find out who this bitch is.
So you're saying like the fame ruined him? In a
No,
way.
it's just...
the Degrassi ruins
when
everybody.
you get money and fame, I think your true self starts to show. So
Yeah.
I think he got that, and then like he just realized I can fuck these chicks and make these records, and that's what he did.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, Drake is, from a lot of accounts that I've heard, Drake's kind of an asshole, just a little bit. He's got his moments of being an asshole. Like,
I mean, he's a Kentucky fan, so
yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Yeah, like
Drake, why the fuck are you a Kentucky fan? You know
That
you're
is
from
weird.
the fucking country.
No, so I think what it is.
How the fuck you a Kentucky fan?
So I think what it is because when he came up with that, so it was in like 2012 when they won the championship. I think they were just like the team that was doing real good, so he went with them because he is Canadian.
I remember
so
when he became a Kentucky fan, it was like they were super hot. They just, it's like they just got John Calipari that year, some shit like that, and we got like John Wall and shit, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I'm a Kentucky fan.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
fuck outta here.
I think Drake bandwagons.
Oh, dude, that's his main critique. That's what everybody critiques
Yeah.
Drake for. Everyone says he's a culture vulture, that he hops on whatever's hot. And I don't want to say that, but when I look back at it, and I'm like, you are a Kentucky fan out of nowhere. I'm like,
He's fucking Canadian. It's not like he grew up a Kentucky fan.
yeah, like you would be the only Kentucky fan in Canada. Is that what you're telling me?
you got 50 states to choose from. What the fuck you doing?
I don't see how they can care about college basketball because they're not from the fucking country. They're not from the USA.
Well, so I could see in a way it might be fun to watch anyways. Like, I'm sure there are NCAA fans in Canada, but it's not as widespread.
Yeah.
Hockey's kind of
Just
more
like
their
how there's
thing.
NFL fans,
Yeah.
but it's like, but do you think Drake, out of all those people, dude, have you seen Drake like before he was famous? Like, I don't think that guy watched any basketball outside of like the Toronto Raptors. Like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
He probably didn't. Alright, so
Drake, stay fucking your bitches.
any more music news, Tyler?
None.
All right. I have a few things. What should I start with? So, Linkin Park's Mike Shinoda, I believe is their guitarist. I don't know their names, all of them, but he debuted his own song It's a tribute to Chester Bennington, their old singer who killed himself over the summer. I've not heard it. I don't know what it sounds like. But, that happened. So, anyone who's a big Linkin Park fan, that's out there for you to check out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the dude killed himself. That's sad, because I actually like Linkin Park.
Yeah, that's really... Well, I like some Linkin Park.
Like, when I was... They were big when I was a kid. They were big. Yeah. Like, I loved Meteora, and I loved Hybrid Theory. And, yeah, I've listened to them since I've grown up and grown out of them. They're probably terrible, but...
Oh, you haven't heard One More Light yet? I mean, I'm just going to say it's possibly my worst album of the year. Which I feel almost bad about doing now, but, I'm not really going to change my opinion on it because of this. I still don't think it's a very good album.
Just because that dude's dead doesn't mean you have to change everything about it, I mean, yeah. I think the last album I picked up of theirs was the one that was inspired by the Transformers. The Transformers album, the first one. I can't remember. It's like there's stars on it. There's I think it's like a night, like a field or something like that. I can't remember. It's been a while since I listened to it. But I remember I sat down and listened to it and was like, it's fucking terrible. What the fuck am I doing?
Their style has definitely changed.
They have tried to grow with the times. Whether they've done this successfully or not is a matter of opinion. I don't think they really have. But
well, it's like when they first came out, they were influencing the popular stuff. Now they're kind of being influenced by the popular stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Linkin Park's continuing on actually, but
I think that's how all music is though. Like Jay-Z, just everybody. Like I feel like eventually, if you have longevity in your career, that eventually you will start being influenced by what's popular.
That's a good point.
At first you are the wave. Like you make what's popular, and then eventually you have to just you get washed. I don't want to say washed, not at all. But then eventually you're not the wave no more. There's a different wave, and you just have to kind of keep with it.
I think there's a way to come out of that though. Like Kanye West has kind of became influenced by popular music, but like Jay-Z did that. He influenced on Blueprint and then kind of middled out, and then like Watch the Throne influenced people again, and just recently put out 444, which has influenced people right now. So I think you can come out of that. Like you can come out and start influencing again. I think Jay-Z's a rare case of it though.
Yeah, well, I think it just depends on how you do it, really.
Yeah.
Like when I was talking about Linkin Park, I just don't think they did it in a very good way. I don't think that they took the best stuff from what came after. I think they took some of the more not as good stuff.
They took the things that.
I mean, that's just my opinion on it, of course, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you look at critical reviews as time went on,
they've gone down.
They kind of dropped a little bit.
They dropped big time, a lot of points.
Yeah, one or two. Maybe.
But anyways, moving on to the next bit of news. So former Blink-182 member Tom DeLonge, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his last name, but that's how it looks to me. So he has started a crowdfunding campaign to build a spaceship so he can investigate UFOs, which is weird.
Fucking celebrities.
No, this dude's after he quit Blink-182, he just went off on the conspiracy shit. Yeah, he's written multiple books about aliens. He claims he has been abducted by aliens. He also says he has proof of aliens. He sent the Hillary Clinton campaign emails about aliens, which is fucking weird. But yeah, now he's trying to build a spaceship.
Congrats. He's lost his fucking mind. Awesome. What, is it on Kickstarter?
Probably. I don't know if it was Kickstarter or another site.
You should check him on Kickstarter. He probably just needs a few more dollars. He's probably pretty far along at this point.
What if he had a bad acid trip? Let's say it was Halloween. It was a Halloween party or something. Someone had some gummy bears, and then he just took it, and they didn't tell him it was acid. All of a sudden, later on, he's like, "I'm feeling funny." Is that a fucking spaceship? I might get abducted.
Blacked out. Wakes up. Oh shit.
He's like, they fucking probed me.
My butt hurts.
just got raped that night.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah.
What are this is how I suppressed the event. Just.
Yeah, he is really into aliens.
Oh god.
I used to be an aliens, but then the shit started scaring me. I'm like, hold on, dude. I can't. I'd rather just not know.
Yeah. Oh, another thing, he also got some award last year. I think it was UFO Researcher of the Year or some shit.
Naturally.
Really?
Naturally.
Yeah, I don't know what organization
probably a Grammy
gives that out, but
that's actually really fucking impressive.
No, because it's from like a conspiracy organization. It's not like NASA.
But see, that's the thing, though. We label everything as conspiracy, and conspiracy has this thing where it's like, oh, it's crazy, conspiracy, so we don't give it any validation.
But how can you make it? How can you make any progress in a field that has no like landing point? That has no starting point.
What do you mean?
Like how can you have UFO Investigator of the Year when there's no actual like 100% like tangible evidence of UFOs?
I don't know. I guess you just put in fucking hard work. I don't know.
I drew this picture of a UFO.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure what he even got that award for. Like, I don't really know if he found some sort of evidence that he's not really showing anyone else. I have no idea.
I mean, I believe in aliens.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I believe in
But,
aliens. That's no fucking problem. And you know, maybe they even visit us. You know, it's probably a very minuscule chance. Maybe they fucking visit us. I don't
They
know.
might be watching all of us right now.
Man, they're probably listening to the podcast.
Yeah, fuck yeah. First listeners, hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, no,
Don't probe me.
that too, please. Probe Tyler. Yeah, no. I don't know how you get an award for something that has no tangible evidence.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess to them it's
Yeah.
tangible evidence. There is, but
Yeah, let's move on. I have a couple more. This next one's kind of small, so I think it was Vox that put out this article that was just like they kind of just took like the most popular book of every state and like made like a little map about it and put like what each one is, like the author in there. North Carolina's favorite book is a Gucci Mane autobiography.
oh,
So that's
shit?
fucking weird.
Hell yeah! I didn't know he had an autobiography. That's in. That's in.
Yes, it's actually. I heard it's actually a really excellent book.
Are you serious?
North Carolina loves it.
Dude,
What?
please don't think Gucci's retarded.
I don't think he's retarded.
Please don't think that. Yeah.
I have read enough rapper biographies to know that rappers are not retarded. I've read 50 Cent's. I've read Questlove. That's Questlove's already pretty smart. But
Scarface too.
I've read Scarface. You have my Scarface book still.
Yeah, I know. That's how I said that.
That's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, I just bring it up because I just think it's kind of weird that is like their number one book in North Carolina, at least right
Yeah.
now. That's cool though.
I might check that book out because I'm reading a lot of fucking fantasy novels. I want to read something different. Yeah, hell yeah. Biographies are pretty cool. Pretty cool, guys. What else we got?
The last thing is a report that came out about Crystal Castles. I don't know if you guys know them.
We talked about it before.
I quite like the band. So their former vocalist. Let me actually pull up the article real quick. I should have it saved on here, but let's see.
Look, all I'm saying,
Okay, yeah, here it is. Well, also
BBC
their
porn.
the network.
No,
Uh,
porn.
alright,
The network has porn on it.
the network has porn on it.
On the Playboy channel.
The fuck are we talking about?
Hugh Hefner died.
That's a real pimp.
I guess so.
Hey, Moore dressed up as Hugh Hefner for Halloween.
Really?
Yeah, he looked fucking awesome.
Fucking respect. Oh my gosh. If I wasn't black, I would be Hugh Hefner.
Alright,
I don't want to know the secrets behind Hugh
So-
Hefner. What is some terrible shit he's got going on in his life?
probably. But anyways, so a report came out from former Crystal Castles vocalist Alice Glass, and she accused the other member, Ethan Kath, of rape and assault, which is pretty bad.
God.
There's an article in here from NME, that's so weird, NME, that pretty much, she goes pretty in detail about it, basically saying that, he had basically forced sex with her and belittled her and did all kinds of shit with her. She left a few years ago. It was a really big deal because it just was. And they have a different vocalist now, and there's some worry that maybe she's going to do the same thing because she's pretty much the same kind of person, like to a T.
The shit about celebrities coming out, like the rape allegations, sexual harassment allegations that have been coming out, like especially in these past like month or two. Holy shit! It's just like the gate opened up and flooded.
It's a new one like every month.
Kevin Spacey's now.
Yeah, like I get famous, dude. I'm gonna need like women to sign off like I
did
am
not.
sleeping with this man.
I didn't. A
This
sex
will
contract
be-
like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, it will be disclosed, and I will. They gotta sign that shit, or we not doing nothing. Because you're not coming back to me. Oh no, sexual allegations like 30 years later.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's what they're
Yeah.
doing. I'm not saying I'm not saying that's what they're doing. But I'm saying that could happen, and I'm not letting it happen to me.
I mean, Terry Crews even got hit by it. Like, he came out with sexual allegations. Fucking Kevin's
Everybody.
Come on, Terry Crews, dude. That's a big ass black dude. Like,
no, like they said like a famous Hollywood producer like grabbed him by the nuts or something like that.
they was fucking with him.
Yeah, they was fucking with him.
I would not
shit.
want to fuck with Terry Crews.
Yeah, like they said he grabbed him by the
He's
nuts in front of
slightly
his
scared.
wife. And like,
They do some sick shit in Hollywood.
yeah, like he came out and said he was sexually harassed, and then like just recently the guy's name was actually revealed. I don't remember the guy's name, but yeah, it was like a famous Hollywood producer.
Oh wait, Terry Crews is fucking awesome, by the
Oh, I
way.
love Terry Crews. That dude's fucking awesome.
Like, he just seems like a really awesome guy.
yeah, yeah,
He's really funny.
he plays games too.
Nice. But yeah, I want to read this, just a quick excerpt from this article. So it says that she has accused him of rape, physical assault, emotional manipulation, and other forms of abuse dating back to when she was 15. Kath has denied the allegations, describing them as pure fiction,
Of course.
though their upcoming shows have all been canceled.
Damn.
So he is basically saying that she's making it up and lying. So I don't know. Obviously, I'm not really involved in this. I don't know all the details.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. No, but these are
I actually quite like their music.
the allegations. Like, yeah, like even being alligated for sexual activity,
Yeah.
like that can, like they just canceled House of Cards for the Kevin Spacey, and like they even went back on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, where Kevin Spacey was like a main character in it.
Yeah.
They literally went back and took him out of the game.
Then they replaced him with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, motherfucker.
I'm actually okay with that, though.
He actually looks really good in that game. Like, holy shit, like really good. I saw a screenshot. But like the point is, like, yeah, like even an allegation could ruin your whole career. And like this one sounds pretty well
pretty
founded.
fucking severe.
Yeah, this one sounds pretty fucking severe and pretty well grounded, pretty well founded on it. You
Yeah,
know?
I didn't read it, but like there's like excerpts from her talking about it in that, and she goes on for quite a while describing things.
Yeah, this seems like, you know, it's all allegations until it's proven in court and stuff. But it's this
Yeah.
a lot of these things coming out about celebrities and about musicians and stuff like that. A lot of these things are coming out. A lot of them are coming out and being founded with pretty solid evidence. Whether or not they're being convicted or not, there's pretty solid evidence for a lot of these things.
Yeah, for the for this one specifically, the other worry is that like when she left the band a few years ago, she was replaced with another singer, and there's kind of worry that maybe she's going to do the same exact thing at this point.
Jesus Christ.
Like, yeah, if this does end up being true.
Yeah, then they have to. I think the other singer is probably the thing that's gonna make or break this case. You know,
Yeah.
if she comes out and says, yeah, no, like
I mean, if she leaves the group
yeah,
during this and says the reason, yeah, this guy's pretty much fucked.
yeah, this
'Cause
guy.
he's also the only other one in the band, so it's not like he can put this on anyone else.
Yeah, it's not like he's like, no, it wasn't me, it was the drummer. Wait, what? Yeah, so that's terrible.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Fucking terrible. People should learn to control sexual urges.
Yeah.
That's the bit of something shit.
Yeah, come on, bro. What the fuck y'all doing?
But
Busting nuts.
yeah, I don't think I have anything else. Let me check real quick and make sure I didn't miss anything. But I believe that is all of it.
Ending on a positive note, as always, on here on What's the Noise Cast.
The podcast from hell.
The podcast from hell.
Does Magic Johnson still have AIDS?
I mean, it doesn't go
Yeah,
away.
you can't get rid of AIDS.
You can get rid of
He's been living
HIV.
for a
But
long ass time, dude.
hey, man, you seen the South Park episode on that?
All you
Where
need
it's
is
like-
a lot of money.
Yeah, he was injecting
Oh,
cash.
I was gonna
yeah.
say, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he is really, you know, obviously, has a lot of money, so he probably gets great
91,
treatment. Yeah.
92 with that? Dude, it's 2017.
Almost, like, what is that, like almost
Or-
30 years now?
25?
Yeah,
Maybe
25
his immune
years?
system is so good, it was actually able to keep going this long.
Have they done studies on Magic Johnson?
They should be.
They should
They
be.
really should.
If they're going to do studies on Ozzy Osbourne for drug abuse, they should probably do something on Magic Johnson for AIDS. I'm just saying, you know. And,
Right, you ever seen the Osbournes?
oh,
Dude,
God.
Ozzy, he has no fucking idea what he's doing there at the show. It's great. Like, the whole time, he's just drunk as shit, yelling at his kids. It's hilarious.
There are whole podcasts we could do on celebrity reality television. Like the Osbournes, this fucking, the Hulk Hogan show.
Dude, let's do that. One podcast. We gotta talk about reality shows.
Dude,
I'm
down.
definitely bringing up Flavor of Love.
Oh
Yes.
shit, Flavor of Love. Scott,
Flavor of Love. I
Tila
like-
Tequila.
What?
Tila Tequila. You love
Nah.
Jersey Shore.
I'm okay with Jersey Shore. I never got the hate for it.
I hated that show.
I didn't love it, but I was okay with it.
Yeah.
I feel like people got more mad than they should have.
It was just dumb.
Yeah, that's the point of it.
Yeah, is that the point of it? I don't know.
Like-
It was like dumb. Where it
Like,
was
nobody
like
looks up to these people. People watch it because it's fucking stupid.
there are people that looked up to it.
Well, yeah. Well,
Well, there
those
you
are
go.
thoughts.
Yeah, well, I think for me, I think for me, it was just disheartening about how many people did look up to this, and I was like, oh God, Snooki's your idol. Oh fucking Christ, she's reading a book upside down, guys.
But you know, the scary thing was the people that was influenced, like you said, like when you see people clearly looking like Polly and other people
Yeah.
from Jersey Shore, you're like, okay, you're trying to look like you're from Jersey Shore. Like that's kind of sad, really.
Yeah, because that's not a good style. That's not a good look.
All right. Yeah, you guys want to end the podcast or?
Yeah. You know, and
Yes.
And-
I want to go home and take a shit badly.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So thank you guys for watching. Remember, you can send us emails at what's the noise.
there's
6
two
at gmail.com?
emails we could use. There's What's the Noise 6 and Noise
No,
Cast.
one of those is our business email.
Okay, which one do you want to use?
The one we set up
The
for
one
emails.
we've been using?
Yeah.
What's the noise 6 at gmail.com. We have access to that, and whenever you want to email us, we have emails for. You can use the emails to just ask us questions, random bullshit. What do you want to see us play? What do you want to what do you want to hear us talk about, listen to, so on and so forth? What do you want to hear us review? Hit us up wherever you want to hit us up, however you want to hit us up. We're making some social media accounts here soon. Hit us up. We would love to hear your opinions. Thank you for listening.
Psych. Okay.
Psych, that's the wrong email.